Kazoo!
Greetings, everyone. My name is Sai, and welcome back to the Plunderer Boob Club. I am joined once again by my esteemed friend and co-commentator, Mr. Isaiah Christo. I've got Twitch Echo because I have no idea how the fuck to use Twitch. Hi, Isaiah. Welcome.
Yeah. Okay, I'm glad I'm not the only one because I forgot that I even had your Twitch page open and I just hear hello and then hello again in the back. And I started like fucking thought I was going schizophrenic or something.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
We still might be because we're here to read Plunderer.
Oh, God. Yes. Thank you for reminding me.
Yeah.
Oh.
Just 1 second. I need to just triple check everything's working properly. So forgive me if I'm not sparkling and interesting at the start of this.
Oh, it's fine. You can't say you usually are.
Fair enough. Can't argue with that.
I don't know what it is, but making fun of you doesn't feel right anymore. I feel this weird.
Because you know how right I am about everything else. Because you've been
unfortunately, yeah. Like before, like I feel like I had a bit where it'd be like, me and Sai, like duke it out at the start. But now it's like, what am I fighting for? Like, there's no reason. Like, I feel like we've become better friends ever since I admitted Plunderer's bad.
Yeah, probably.
So I don't even like making jabs at you just makes me feel like I'm the bad guy, so I can't do it anymore.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. What I can't fucking get is how the fuck to get the Twitch chat, like the Twitch chat in the fucking thing.
Oh, to pop up on the side of the thing?
Or like I don't even have it right now. Like, God, I hate switching websites like this because I'm just so woefully unprepared for it.
Mm-hmm. To answer your question, Din, it's not that we've totally given up on YouTube. It's just that like we're not the only ones having this issue right now. Like we found a whole forum of people having this problem.
Yeah, no. So what's happening right now is like YouTube's fucking. I guess because we explained it on the last episode that got deleted and not on this one. What's happening right now is the reason we are on Twitch is because currently on YouTube they have like ramped up their like their like auto moderation policies, the algorithms and bullshit as a result of Corona. So just live streams get pulled all the time for no reason now, which is why we decided to move to Twitch temporarily, because they don't have that issue, and constantly having to stop and restart the live stream is really fucking annoying. So what'll happen is we'll just do the thing on Twitch for now, and then upload it to Psy Live as a video, and then once everything calms down and they stop randomly taking down our live streams, we'll switch back to YouTube.
So it's a temporary shift. It's not something we'll do forever. Yeah. Although, to be fair, I actually do enjoy being on Twitch. I like their chat a lot more.
Yeah, it looks pretty.
Yeah, lots of colors.
Well, I say that, but like, how the fuck do I get it to pop out?
We didn't have this problem last time. You did it.
No trouble. I guess I figured it out really quickly last time. Not sure why I can't do it now.
Well, we'll see. I also noticed
to make an account. That's fun. I forgot about that.
I also noticed that Twitch has a lot less latency. Like when I like.
There it is. Okay, so fucking to me in the future, what you have to do is you have to switch from the moderator chat to a normal viewer chat, and then there's the button to pop the thing out. God damn it.
Okay, well there we go. Problem solved.
So let me throw that on stream. Anyways, what were you saying? Sorry.
What was I saying? Fuck. Something about Twitch being there's less latency. Like what you like if I unmute it, like it's only a couple of seconds behind, whereas on YouTube it's like 20 seconds behind,
Right, yeah.
Which I appreciate a lot, especially when like I'm looking to what you have on screen. When you make a joke and we're on fucking YouTube, I don't catch it until like half a minute later. Whereas here, like it's easier to keep up with you, which I appreciate.
Yeah. Yeah, fair enough. Okay, so Twitch is going. We're good. I think we're good.
Yeah.
Nice. So, to get down, let's get down to business and defeat the Huns. Fucking So so today we'll be covering chapters 59. I'm disturbed by the lack of fucking response my fucking Mulan joke got, for the record, Isaiah. The deafening silence is not the best fucking, punchline for a joke.
I didn't know where you were going. I was waiting to see if you were like gonna like replace.
Well, I was going to say let's get down to business, and then I remembered that's the fucking line from the song, so I started to sing it, and then just like fucking dead silence for like fucking 10 seconds afterwards.
I thought that you were gonna do something like transformative, like be like and defeats Roberts, and then I was gonna like jump in. But then you were just doing the song, and I was like, "Well, that's lame." And so
fair.
I had no
I can't argue that.
to work with you.
Okay, so today we'll be doing chapters 59 and 60. And we already did 59, as you can see from Ivan in the chat. The thing is, so we did 59 previously, like a month ago now when that first came out. And then because Twitch changed some bullshit on the back end, basically Twitch no longer automatically saves your live streams. You have to go into your, well, it does. You have to go into your settings and then click a button that defaults to off to then say, yes, please save my live streams. And I didn't know that because we sort of switched to Twitch at like the last second because our fucking YouTube live streams kept getting pulled down constantly again. So as a result of that and me not knowing that, the 59 stream disappeared into the ether and it's fucking gone forever, which sucks because that was like one of my favorite streams we've ever done and it's just fucking gone. Yeah, so, really as a consequence of that, we'll be redoing 59 today, along with 60, which also just came out.
Yay!
Yay! And as Din says, it's rewind time. Yeah.
Hell yeah. We're using Nana's power. Let's go.
Yeah, she actually never uses. We're getting some use out of it.
Yeah.
Okay, so everything on my end's finally set up, thank God. So... we can move into topics now. Is there anything we have to talk about before we get started?
Well, there's the fact that the anime's over.
Oh, thank God. Thank fucking God.
Yeah. Forever Plunderer, no more.
So, what did you think of the... What did you think of the... Okay, so me and Isaiah watched the last episode together, and we recorded that as a video, which we are going to upload on Sci Live right after this. And Isaiah actually edited it, which is insane because he never edits anything. So
I don't think that's a true statement, but okay.
You edit audio and like the occasional meme video, but like this is like an actual video that lasts more than 2 minutes.
Fair enough.
Anyway, so we watched the ending together, but like overall, what were your impressions of the anime now that it's all said and done?
Absolute fucking shit. So it's a damn shame because there are a few moments in the anime that I think show a real, genuine attempt to streamline things and improve things. Like I said, I appreciated some of the stuff that they added in the first episode to like further flesh out the world slightly. I like how they like when they like my favorite episode of the anime is the one where they flash forward back to the future because instead of the stupid fucking river of time bullshit, they just like stick with the past characters and like show like sort of a log of the war, and I thought that was a lot better and a lot more tastefully done. But I don't know what the fuck they were thinking because like the first half of the anime is so slow. They literally adapt one chapter an episode and have a fucking filler episode in the middle of it. But
that's
then which is nuts because the first half of the manga, like the first arc, is very fast paced. And like,
yeah, it is.
I get to an extent like why they would want to pad it out because, well, one, because you don't want to have like such a drastic change in season and just its first core,
right?
Which I still think isn't a great excuse, but I understand why from a marketing and production perspective. But I do think that they could have, had some serious potential to like further flesh out the characters. Like I like Lynn's introduction a lot more because they spend a lot more time with her in the town before she runs into Licht. But rather than doing more of that, they just made shit drag on incredibly slow. They instead of like further fleshing out Hina as a character, they just took other characters' moments and stapled them onto her and pretended like it was her that did it, which just
Right.
makes the rest of the cast feel incredibly hollow instead of her feeling stronger. And then in the second half, it gets even fucking worse because then in the school arc, which is much more slower paced in the manga because it's hypothetically about world building, they decided no, this let's do 3 chapters per episode this time. So
Yeah.
fucking they skip some chapters and they blend a bunch of chapters together, and it feels super incoherent, despite the fact that they like made a decently big deal in the interviews by like, oh, like we wanted to like further flesh out like the background characters, and we got Minazuki to clarify their names. I don't think any of their names were fucking said once. They made the fucking school kids even less relevant. They fucking cut out a lot of pretty important shit from the manga. Like, I'm trying to think of a few examples. Like the jail just never fucking watches the SD card after he gets it from Nana. Like he never fucking watches it. Like she's like, here, this will show you how to change the past. Never comes back. Unfired Chekhov's gun.
So wait, they don't. So they go get the SD card, but they don't actually ever watch it.
Yeah. So what happens is that like when jail like goes down below, instead of like fucking Alan like following him up and then like cornering them when they're in the computer lab watching it, he catches jail right away before he gets back into the fucking elevator. And so jail fights him on his own. And then, Alan, they do their dumb fight. And then Alan's like, okay, let's go get your friends. And so they do the thing where like they take them out into the public. And then just because, like Alan is fucking like, like don't change the future, guys. Like this is for your sakes too. Jail just never shows them or watches the SD card with them until they get back to the future when we've already seen it via flashbacks. And then like when he what's the word? Hands Nana the iPad that Pele stole to watch. So that that was dumb.
Yeah, that's weird.
And other shit like that too. And then they just rushed through it so hard. And then, as you know, the finale was a giant mess, and you guys will see very shortly our thoughts on it. I put a lot of effort into actually editing in this video. Like it's not just like a straight live reaction. I put in a lot of relevant media over.
Yeah, you guys are lucky Isaiah did it, honestly. Like if I had gotten it, I would have put the bare minimum effort. Like, okay, sync the audio, put a single still picture in there and done, and then upload. Like Isaiah's actually like put editing in it. It's crazy.
Yeah, I put a couple of like little teaser snippets on my Twitter if you ever want to check it out. But the full video will be out soon anyway. So I hope you guys have fun watching it because I had fun making it. And long story short, the anime was a total fucking waste of time. It was complete shit. Oh my god, hold up. I gotta now that we're fucking finally streaming again, I want to see if I can find Doan's theme because I wanted to show that to you. Because like I told you, it is a fucking mess. Please tell me someone's uploaded it by now.
Is it as bad as that one like David Lynchian song?
Possibly worse.
No way. I don't believe you.
Damn it. Why has no one uploaded it? Let me see if I can find it download.
It's almost like no one gives a shit about this fucking anime.
Well, fucking, it's like 4 days ago someone uploaded the first soundtrack, but no one's uploaded the second one yet. Hold up. Plunderer original soundtrack. I will literally buy it while we're on stream if I have to, just so I can fucking play Doan's theme. It's that bad. It's that fucking bad. Come on. You telling me no one has bought this?
What a surprise. I'm sorry, but like it's the expected outcome to me.
I guess, but like, I didn't think people would give that little of a shit.
That's entirely within my expectations for this.
Give me 1 second to buy it then.
Oh my god.
I genuinely want this to be heard that badly.
Okay, fine. But wait, can I just like pirate it or something? Like, is it not on like now or
I'm
something?
trying to, but literally no one is like posted it anywhere. Like people uploaded like the first one, but not like the fucking second one.
Yeah, you might be able to look there. No, I got it right here. Plunderer ED2 single various artists.
No, not the ending. Like it's the Plunderer original soundtrack too. Like it's I'll show you the cover. Like that's the cover of it. And I can't find it uploaded anywhere. And it won't let me buy it off Google Music because they only accept Japan money, I guess, which is fucking stupid. Why would you not want? I'm willing to buy your fucking shit soundtrack. I'm offering you money.
Listen, Isaiah, putting the period after the first two decimal places for the transfer for like the fucking transactions really hard. Like Google doesn't want to bother with that shit. They would rather just not have any money at all.
God damn it. All right, hold on. If I can't find it, then I'll at least show you, because they did do like a preview of it, but it's like 4 seconds long, so you can't get the full fucking scope
amazing
of how bad
picture.
it sounds.
Yeah.
But I'll take it over nothing, because like you need to understand that when I heard this fucking song play, I thought it was glitched. I thought that they fucked up like the episode's like production and like, oh wow, that's missing some instruments. But no, it just sounds fucked.
Interesting.
And so I can't.
Yeah, is it, like chat saying, is it in the anime anywhere? Like, can we download an episode and listen to it? Or
I'm sure we could. I would have to fucking like.
This is so well prepared.
Well, I didn't fucking remember, man.
Yeah.
I could try and like find a clip, but I guess, but
I'm rapidly like waning in interest for the record.
Yeah, I know. I thought you would. That's why I'm just trying to look for the fucking clip instead, because I know that I can't buy time forever. But being like, it's really bad, guys. It's real, because then by the time I get it, everyone's just gonna be like, that's it.
Yeah, we're already pretty close to that fucking train stop. So you better hurry the fuck up.
I can't find it. Well, I'll bring it next stream. I'll just
that's a better idea than trying to buy it right the fuck now.
So now the hype will be stood up.
You can beg chat to try and find it if you want, but I think we need to
wait.
On.
I found it.
Did you really?
I found it just now. No, I thought I did, but it's the fucking Blu-ray. God damn. Why is it easier to fucking pirate a Blu-ray than it is fucking OST? That shouldn't fucking be how it works, Kadokawa. You should.
It makes sense to me. It makes sense to me because like most people have seen the Blu-ray, like they don't want to buy the fucking CD to then pirate that too.
I guess, but still.
I guess. Our hype has been plundered. It's true. Isaiah stole it from us.
Okay, fuck you. I found it. It's not the full song.
I don't believe you. Like fucking show it if you've got it.
It's okay. It's like I said, it's not the full song. It's just a fucking preview. So this isn't gonna. So this will be your taste test.
So this will be a letdown no matter what. Okay, cool.
Yeah, fuck you. Okay, I'm trying. All right, I don't see you bringing anything to the fucking table. So go to 1 minute.
I have 2.5 pages of notes. Thank you very much.
Just go to 1 minute and 42 seconds. Okay, on the video I sent you.
Going to 1 minute and 42 seconds in this bullshit. Okay. Actually, I need to put it in Firefox so I can show it on stream.
They only do like 10 seconds of it, but they show a good enough part for you to still be like, what? So I hope this will fucking. Oh, hey Daniel, good to see you. By the
way. Okay, so here we are. So playing it in 3, 2, 1. It is certainly very strange. I don't know if I would have thought it
Do
was
it.
glitched, but it's definitely odd.
Well, that's not like the best like example. Like you
If
hear like the
only you had
weird
brought a better
guitar.
example.
Like, well, I fucking tried, okay? I tried. All right, you could have been fucking looking with
You
me.
tried so hard and got
Like,
so
but the
far,
point is that like you
but
can
in
hear
the
like how it's
end,
just
it
weird.
didn't even matter.
Well, even from that, you can hear like how the fucking main melody is fucking and then he
Yeah.
just fucking throws like random instruments like wah, like of the trumpet like
Mhm.
that's all you have like just like one sour note and then the guitar comes in for like 3 seconds and but
Yeah.
this it's like that for 2 straight minutes. So
Mhm.
imagine that.
Right. Yeah.
It feels like you're slowly going insane.
It's a very odd song. I'll give you that. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, that was a good waste of like 20 minutes. So, anything
Well,
else interesting you have?
Not particularly. I mean, because the anime is over, there's not a whole lot more to say. You know, like there were a couple
Right.
other
Yeah.
interviews, but nothing
No other like
nothing
cafes have opened
noteworthy.
up.
Not that I know. Well, I mean, who's the fuck's gonna go to them right now?
Yeah, that's true. I never
But
actually thought of that. But were they opening cafes back when COVID was happening, or was that before?
um,
Was that in the
well,
before
the
time?
Plunderer Cafe was like the first one opened in like December, like right before the anime premiered.
Right,
And then they had another in like January, February, so before it got really bad.
Okay,
But
yeah,
no,
fair.
nothing while Corona was like really big. Although from what I've heard, Japan is more or less over it by now. Like they've recovered very quickly, which
Yeah,
doesn't
because they
surprise
like
me.
took proper security precautions and the people listened to the instructions they were given. So,
Yeah,
oh
who would have thunk?
well. Yeah, I know, right? Fuck.
But yeah, so like there were a few more interviews that I kind of skimmed through because nothing really interesting was said. It was just kind of them like jerking each other off, like
Right.
but
Yeah,
not
like
even
what a
like
good anime we
interesting.
made. Oh my god, Plunderer
Yeah,
forever,
yeah.
right?
But nothing like interesting, like fucking Miku Ito being like, I had to really like get into character to
Yeah, I
fucking
had to
go.
channel the spirit of Hina to write this song.
Let's
Yeah.
keep on walking a little more. Like, there's
Yeah.
nothing fucking that. So nothing that interesting other than the director really fucking likes Doan for some reason. Like he's reiterated like every time he's like had the chance to say that Doan is his favorite character. So I guess that's why he gave him a fucking gravity tornado. There's a little sneak peek for the fucking video, guys. There's a
That'll be
gravity
fun.
tornado in the anime.
There is a gravity tornado, and then Lick gets pulled to like limbo through it. And then he
Yes.
breaks out because he
So,
has like magic white light. It's amazing.
yes, he gets a fucking he steals Excalibur from the Fate series to break free of the death dimension.
Right. Yeah.
So get excited for that, guys.
Well, that'll be up after this comes out at some point, sometime like late tonight or sometime tomorrow. So absolutely look forward to that.
Heck yeah.
Okay, well, I believe we can start now, right?
Yeah, I don't have any further stalling. I have nothing interesting to say as per usual.
Yeah, neither do I. So let's get to making fun of the manga and do that by way of a thing we've already done before. Woo! Woo! So, when last we left off, fucking Wind Emperor Robert Duvanovic and unyielding conviction Iron Jail were going at it, and the winner will be your supreme commander. Who's reading this chapter, by the way? Have we decided on that?
Well, I read it last time, so I think you might as well take it.
Okay,
because
fair enough.
That way we won't have like a 1-to-1 repeat of last time, and then I can do 60, which I would very much enjoy doing.
Okay, yeah, that's fine. By the way, I just remembered reading that we actually discovered some interesting things about Robert Duvanovic's last name, didn't we?
Oh, yes, that's right.
So so I Googled it because, so previously, you'll recall we were introduced to the three Grand Generals of Ulcia, Friedhelm von Lightning, and then Gilau something or other, Gilau Water. wet bitch, and then Robert Duvanovic, and we decided we on stream. We made fun of Lightning's last name and then tried to see if the other two also were of their elements. So we Googled Jilao, and that turned out to be like Little River in Chinese, and we laughed about that.
Mhm.
And then Vanovic was something in, was it Russian? But
German.
we couldn't German, but we couldn't
Right.
find like a direct translation of it, of like into like wind or anything like that. So we sort of left disappointed, and then sort of just had to assume that. But apparently, I should have double checked this before the stream started, but the last name Griorgovich, which is a common last name, literally means like son of Gregor or something like that. So like a Vich basically in German or Russian or whatever the fuck it is sometimes like the translation of like son of. So like Vanovich would mean like son of Van, or like Ivan, son of Ivan rather. So what that means is that we did not know at the time that Robert was fucking Alexandrov's previous adopted son. So, but now with the context of that for the more recent chapters, we know that his last name is not an element as with all the, his last name is not Windman as it is with all the others. Rather, his name is foreshadowing for the fact that he's Alexandrov's son, so his last name is Sunman. Which I think is very fucking. So for this one character, his last name was not just an incredibly shitty translation of like his element. It was in fact an incredibly shitty translation of minor foreshadowing for his character, which I think is very interesting and very funny.
I do appreciate there being an attempt there beyond I am Mr. Wind, to be
Right,
honest.
yeah. I mean, yeah, I suppose, yeah.
You know, at least it's like a real life naming convention. And
yeah, that's true. Although hypothetically, his name should be like Alexandrovich or something, like son of Alexandrov or something.
Remember that we see his real dad in the next chapter, so we can presume that his real dad was named Ivan Vic or whatever, or Ivan.
Yeah, fair enough. Okay, so the battle begins between Wind Emperor Robert Du Sunman and Unyielding Conviction Iron Jail. The winner will be your supreme commander.
I still fucking hate that he calls him Unyielding Conviction.
It is really bizarre. It would make so much more sense if he just said like my son Iron Jail. But the fact that he's doing a like sports commentating like wrestling match sort of thing is out of character and really funny.
Yeah, it's so fucking stupid. It just makes it seem like he's not taking this seriously at all. And it's even funnier with their stupid fight poses. Because now instead of like it being like they're about to fight each other, I can like picture the camera like hovering like fucking Lakitu from Mario is like hovering the camera in front of him now. Yeah. And I was like, God, I gotta do my cool face.
But what I'm picturing actually, you're ever in SNL episode 4, whenever something like Mikiko announces the final contestants, they come up on the screen. Like they've got like a little like pose on the screen that their thing comes up in.
Oh yeah.
She says like Nymph's name and her like in like a dress like candy apple comes up on the screen. I'm imagining he says like the names and these are the images appearing on the fucking gigantic CCTV that's broadcasting all the information and bullshit.
I mean, that's basically Aaron's power when you think about it.
Yeah, well, we have a lot to say about Aaron this time. Looking forward to that.
Oh, yes. I'm very excited.
Anyways, clashing face to face. We go to the next page. The wheel of fate is turning.
Just to respond we're not like making fun of cultures or like people's naming conventions. We just think it's funny that like of the three, like compared to the other two.
If Von Lightning and Water Bitch had not had really stupidly simple last names, we would not be making fun of this. It is only because we like tried to see if he was named Windman and then later found out that he was named Sunman that this becomes funny. It's only in the context of the rest of the manga being shit. This is a funny joke.
It'd probably be good to clarify that I'm not going, other culture names their son Sunman.
Right.
Because even in like fucking Final Fantasy 14, when I like made my Rogadine character, like they have the same naming convention. And I fucking spent 2 hours in the character creator just making sure that I got it right. So I'd be really fucking retarded to make fun of a real culture.
Yeah, fair enough. The wheel of fate is turning, and I flash back to the fucking tonal sang. Like, the wheels of a working economy, they need to keep turning, which is always going to be funny.
I would also like to remind everyone that that is written in English in the Japanese version as well. Like that's not translated. In my Japanese copy, it has that exact same text, which I think is fucking great.
Yeah, fair enough. It's bothering me that it's off center. Like the wheel of and fate is have been lined up properly, but turning is awkwardly like misaligned from everything else.
Well, that's how you know Minazuki did it, not a
that's fair.
Because they would have got it lined up.
Yeah, they would have got it right. What did he fucking call the continent when he like Erusia or whatever the fuck? Like I feel like Minazuki's Minazuki's so bad at writing in his current language. I think he needs to stop trying to branch out to different ones.
Oh god.
So everyone in the world is watching this fucking battle. Because if you'll recall, Aaron like broadcasted the video to all the Royal Guard. Like just every single member of the Royal Guard now has a video screen, and somehow she could differentiate who's in the Royal Guard and who isn't.
Right.
The winner is our new supreme, or no, this is the soldier saying that. The winner is our new supreme commander. I just remembered this guy's fucking face for the last live stream is so funny. Like, I'm trying to figure out the fucking expression he's trying to, emotion this guy's trying to convey.
His fucking chin.
I know. It's like he's looking at it like he can't believe it. Like the fuck am I looking at right now? Like he's just so confused. It's so funny.
Like this is the type of thing that an abridged series would like take advantage of and have them go like, what the fuck is going on?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And the soldier goes, will it be General Robert or that Seven Lights bastard? Hey, Isaiah, the Seven Lights again. It's a shame the manga mentioned that and then never brought it up again.
All right, yes. So thank you for bringing up my failure after I thought I could bury it after the last episode was deleted, but I must confess. So one thing that I learned last stream that we lost from Din, so thank you, Din, is that Seven Lights is actually a like Japanese or Asian like colloquialism or something. It goes something along the lines of like how does it go? Like a parent's like advice is worth seven lights or something along those lines.
Or it's like the seven spirits of like your ancestors watching over you or some bullshit. Okay, so the reason that we like found this out is because Isaiah checked, was it like the new volume of the official translation had come out recently?
Yeah. Basically they got they recently brought over volumes like 7 and 8. And so I went to see like, do they still say Seven Lights?
Or did they like rewrite it because we now know that was useless?
Yeah, and so but they put it as Daddy's Boy and Nepotism instead. And so I brought that into the stream last time, and I was like, okay, so either it's like a mistranslation on behalf of whatever,
Fallen
or
Angels.
it means Yen Press couldn't be fucked to like follow up with this plot.
Like they realized how stupid it was, and then fucking changed.
But then Din over here, after I so confidently presented myself.
For the record, I got there too. Japanese. Like I fucking I figured it out on stream, and then Din said it at the same time. So what I did was I asked, like, are we sure it's like a mistranslation, or is it like, could it be like seven? What I just said, like Seven Lights are like your ancestors or something, and so like it's like a Japanese colloquialism that fallen angels just mistranslated or something.
Yeah, so they translated it literally, and I kept a bookmarked version of the page that I found, so I will read it correctly.
Nice.
So the expression Nana Hikari or Seven Lights is a term that is used to refer to a person whose success or fame is owed largely to their powerful / influential parents or spouse. It is derived from a proverb, Oya no Hikari wa Nana Hikari. So yes, basically when they call him the Seven Lights bastard, they're saying that like, oh, it's that fucker
Daddy's
who's
boy.
only a big shot. Yeah, that's why they translated it as Daddy's Boy and Nepotism in the official translation by Yen Press.
Yes. And that makes
No.
several of our book club episodes very fun to go back and listen to, where you can hear Isaiah constantly get heated about the fact they brought up the Seven Lights once, and then like, oh man, is Shale part of like the 7 top commanders in the military or something? Or is it like the team of like army generals in Gathangus that he has? And like constantly speculating about it and complaining that they like brought it up and then never did anything with it in the first chapter. And now we realize that it was in fact a mistranslation on Fallen Angels' part, and it really just means like daddy's boy, which is significantly less interesting, but it makes the other book club episodes where we're speculating about what could it mean very funny to go back and listen to.
Yeah, well, I'll have you know that in my Plunderer rewrite, I'm keeping in the 7 lights out of spite. Fuck you.
We haven't heard anything about the rewrite in a long time. Have you actually done anything with it? Or
little bits and pieces. So nothing that I like haven't really talked about in stream. Like I've gone back and I guess we can wait until we get there later in the stream for when we get to that moment. But like how I discussed like how I would have like tied in like Robert like a lot sooner and like tried to like build up his relationship with Jail over the course of the manga.
Make him like Jail superior and have it like so they like really respected each other like we talked about that one time.
Yeah. So I'll get more into that like later on, like probably between this chapter and 60 to fill some air. Right. But yeah, I put a bit more thought and detail into that. I included like an early fight, like where like gets the shit trounced out of him by like one of the 3 generals, because I thought that would be fun to like actually treat the power system like it matters for once. For once, actually. Yeah. Set up people as legitimate threats for so that way instead of like when they're breaking into the Capitol in volume 37, instead of being like, well, hey guys, we can't go in because there's these 3 really strong generals we never mentioned before. Now Licht would be like, guys, I'm fucking scared of going into the Capitol because one of them beat my fucking ass 30 chapters ago, and there's 2 more of them. And
which one are you having beating Licht's ass?
I was thinking, at first I thought Robert, because just because I wanted to build him up. But I think it would be more interesting if it would be, and part of this is just me being horny for her, but Xiaolu, or
oh yes, me too. I'm also horny for Xiao. Yeah.
Yeah, so Yiyan Xiaolu, that's her name. So I thought it would be cool if because presumably she's the weakest of the 3, because we know that Von Lightning was the strongest according to Robert.
And we know that she is a girl, so she's obviously the weakest.
Yeah, she's a girl, so she's the weakest one. Yes, and because Robert is secretly the best anyway, but he just has the worst element apparently. Which I can only take to presume that Robert would be second in the pecking order, which. So I thought she could be the one to trounce Licht and like have a fun.
That'd be fun. Yeah, I like that. Yeah. I like that because sending a Robert after Licht makes it like narratively we know that Jail is going to be the one to fight Robert later. So it feels wrong to have him whooped Licht's ass and then Licht not get any like revenge on him after that. So and it makes sense because if the weakest one defeats him, then like, oh man, the other 2 must be insanely strong if she's the weakest one and she still won. So I like that better.
Yeah, that's why I had that train of thought too, because I was because you don't want to set someone else, like one person's antagonist, up as someone else's early on, because that muddles with future foreshadowing and stuff.
Not that Minazuki's ever cared about any of that, but yeah.
No, but I do, unfortunately. So when I'm 60 years old and finished my Plunderer rewrite, I'll put it in a box and mail it to Japan or something.
To Minazuki's grave.
Yeah, I'll put it on Minazuki's grave and I'll spit on it.
And then piss on it while you're there.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, this guy's face is so funny. I've just been looking at it the last couple minutes and it's so good.
Yeah, we've just been on this guy's chin this whole time. But yeah, I'll get back to more of my dumb rewrites later.
Yeah, I do. I'm absolutely interested in it. Like that's I think the main difference between you and me is that I get my jollies out of fucking just making fun of the manga, whereas you're always the one who brings up improvements, and I always like that. So
Oh, thank you.
Because you're the one who actually gives a shit about the manga, whereas I'm content to just make fun of it forever.
I wish I didn't. It would be a lot easier. I wish I didn't. I wish I wasn't consumed by this, but forever Plunderer.
Forever Plunderer. Anyway, so we cut to the fucking war tent they've set up. But they are also watching live TV. They're watching the live stream of fucking Robert and Jail's fight. And what I realized is so the screen, so the live stream only went out to members of the special service, right?
Only went out to the Royal Guard. So technically Lynn is
so
in.
Lynn and Pele are both in that, right?
Technically. I mean, they're kind of deserters, but they technically are.
Yeah. Well, that brings into, like, I'm pretty sure they would have been classified as not in the Royal Guard anymore because they haven't been, like, taking orders for, like, 50 chapters now. So
yeah,
whatever database they would have been in they would have been deleted from, presumably.
Yeah, but like Aaron knows they're allies, so it's stupid. Like I'll tell you right now, Aaron is the one character that I probably have the hardest time trying to work something out with in the rewrite because she's a nothing character and just
I would delete her
device.
And just find some other way to have Skype powers happen.
I would just not have Skype powers. I'm trying to come up with an alternate form of communication altogether.
Well, I mean, that brings us into the thing, like, we talked about this previously with your rewrites. Like, if you make a change that big, then suddenly,
and then it's just not Plunderer. I know.
Exactly.
So that's
the plot
my problem
differentiates so massive.
I know.
Well, like, what the fuck does Tokikaze do when he, like, I know, and, like, fucking tries to, like, kill the world with nukes if he doesn't then have, like, a live stream to show everyone his power and shit?
No, yeah.
Like,
so
the plot falls apart if you have to send his messages by carrier pigeon or something.
That's my thing, because I know I have to keep her. So that's why I said I'm having trouble. Because if you asked me, like, I would have just deleted her. But if I want it to still be Plunderer, then I'm gonna need her to some degree.
Right.
But I think I'll fucking. I want to find a way to like make her power not as stupid. And it's like because the way that her power was described is that it allows her to connect with people that are important to her, but now she just makes screens like all over the fucking country.
Right.
So I would like limit it to literally just like she's only putting a couple of screens like into a couple of people that like she would realistically have a connection with.
Right.
And not just be able to like blip them around stupidly like this all the time.
Yeah. Fair. Here's a question. Does Aaron have a ballot that's letting her do this?
Presumably, there's no reason why she shouldn't, but Minazuki just doesn't give a fuck about ballots.
I swear to Christ, Isaiah, sometimes it feels like Minazuki starts writing My Hero Academia, or everyone just has like natural superpowers. Like, he's established rules that you need specific items to have superpowers in this world, but it feels like occasionally he just forgets that, and characters just have superpowers.
Yeah, I don't know. It's dumb. I don't like it. It's like fucking Doan's count is literally just on his chest. And I get it for him because like the Barons are people that just have superpowers and their balance are just enhancers. But then he breaks the rule by raising his own count.
Yes, which he shouldn't be able to do without a ballot. Yeah.
Which he shouldn't be able to do. But whatever.
Yeah. Also, like, was it Daniel Salty Sea, whatever? He said that Doan's count is just superpositioned over his chest, doesn't follow the curves of his body at all. And yeah, I'm now noticing that too.
Yeah, it bothers me whenever I noticed it too.
Yeah.
And then
not
Ivan
even centered in his chest correctly. Like the 1-2 starts like the middle and then goes to fucking the left of his shoulder. That bothers me too.
Mm-hmm. And just like Ivan said, like I hate that he also just forgets that people have two counts. Like with Jail, we've never seen his real count.
Yeah, no.
Like he has two ballots, but we've never seen.
Also, wait a minute. In this exact, I was going to bring up at some point in this live stream that we haven't seen Rahito's -999 in fucking forever. In this very page, he didn't even bother to draw it.
Are those gloves he has on?
I don't know why he would.
You look at there's little rims over his like
yeah,
wrists.
But that might just be like the joint where like his wrist connects. Like it might be gloves, but if it's gloves, then why the fuck is he wearing gloves?
Didn't he put on gloves with his new uniform?
He's not. He's wrapped in bandages right now, and he's got the like coat draping over him, but he's not dressed at all.
I shouldn't have to check if he's wearing gloves, but I'm going to go. Yes, I just checked. Yeah, he put on gloves ever since he got this new outfit.
That's weird.
So
okay.
He shouldn't be wearing them right now. Like, it's dumb to wear bandages when you're fucking shirtless and laying down. But
just it reminds me of that thing, like you feel like when you're naked and you put socks on, you feel more naked somehow.
Yeah, it bothers me.
Yeah, like you shouldn't be wearing if he's wearing any clothes at all, he should not be wearing gloves right now.
Yeah, it's just weird.
Yeah.
Now I'm kind of glad we're redoing this chapter because we're noticing all the little things.
Yeah, exactly. Another little thing I noticed, by the way, is how fucking lucky is it that when the screen randomly appeared in this area, because Pele and Lynn are here, it didn't appear like outside the tent, like 3 feet in the opposite direction, or like, you know, like where like Doan's standing, it didn't appear there, so they had like Crane there next to look at it. It appeared in the exact perfect situation for them all to lean back against the wall and watch it comfortably.
That could have been a fun visual gag of like them having to like shuffle around the room for it.
Yeah, then rearrange all the shit in the rooms. They can watch it comfortably while eating popcorn. Yeah,
you could have an actual like natural joke instead of like forcing something really unfunny in.
Yeah. Also, Doan's body is freakish. We didn't mention that this time yet.
Oh yeah, his weird like his knees like.
Okay, so Doan looks like a midget in this image, right? Like everything from like the torso up is fine, but like his legs look like they're like 2 feet long.
Mm-hmm.
Like the perspective is all fucked on this.
Yeah, the perspective is super fucked. Like it looks like that if he stood up, like he would gain like an inch because of like. Because his boots like end at his fucking knees. Like you see like boot. Knee. That's not how that works.
Yeah, no, it's not. Oh my god, it's so funny to look at.
It looks like it's a Doan suit being worn by like a child under there.
Right, yeah.
like this is their disguise.
Their Halloween
into, like, the movie
costume.
Theater.
And the award for the scariest Halloween costume goes to Little Billy from down the street. Congratulations. He like waddles up with his incredibly massive chest and tiny little legs.
The fucking arms like drag across the floor because they're so disproportionately large.
I think I made the joke in the last live stream. Like, you remember the fucking thing you did in gym class in school, where like you put your back to the wall and then like try to like touch your toes, that bending your torso. This guy would have no fucking problem with that bullshit.
Looks like fucking Lanky Kong.
Yeah. Oh my god, it's so bad. But the art's Isaiah. The art's so good.
Yeah. Fuck off.
Yeah. Okay, so they're watching the battle, and Lynn's like, "Hey, Pele, can the lieutenants win?" And Pele is reading. Why is Pele reading a book during this?
That's just his idle animation.
Previously, he had a thing where he was like a spy, and so it was like,
where if you leave them alone for 5 minutes, they will just materialize a book.
Well, like previously he had a thing where he was like a spy, and so like him reading nonchalantly while like big battle shit was happening was like foreshadowing that something fucky was happening with him. But like I guess it's just in his character that he just doesn't give a shit, even when he's now presumably like fully on our side when someone's about to die on his team.
Mm-hmm.
It's just weird.
Yeah, it's bizarre.
Yeah. Anyways, can jail win? And Rahita goes, by the way, Rahita looks like 10 years older than normal in this fucking image right here. Like,
yeah,
you get that
got
too?
A stronger chin than usual.
Yeah, he looks like a dad. Like he's like fucking like 40 or something.
Mm-hmm.
It'll be fine. He's inherited Captain Allen's ballot. Besides, he's, jail. And she's got that plot armor, you know? And then Doan goes, "No. Four Eyes is gonna lose." And then Robert speed puts. There are too many characters in this scene.
I should have mentioned this sooner.
Uh-huh.
I and this is something that upsets me, like, to say, because in general, speed blitzing is one of my favorite conveyances of like a difference in power and skill in a manga. I just think it is like it really activates like my monkey brain to like see
Right,
someone get
yeah.
hit before they even realize it and be like, "Whoa, that's so cool!" But when
Right, yeah.
everyone does it, then
Yeah.
it's not because that's how everyone shows their power in this manga. You know,
Yeah, that's
like
true.
fucking like if it was just like Licht and Tokikaze, fine. You know, like they're the speed boys, whatever, that works.
Right, yeah.
Even with Schmerman, he's the big bad. Like I thought it was dope, like when he took on the whole class, like effortlessly.
Hmm.
But when like everyone's like thing is just I hit jail like 50 gajillion times while he stands there and takes it. Well, now
Right.
it doesn't feel any special. Like I can't see any like real difference in his fighting style from anyone else's, despite the fact he's a fucking dual wielding windman. It feels no different.
Right. When everyone's super, no one is.
You were waiting for that one.
Yes. That's a good fucking quote. I love The Incredibles. It's great.
It is a good quad. It's a very good movie.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, no, I agree. Just it really like it's like the evil like fucking Lolicon jeans face that everyone just has. Like when
Mm-hmm.
the first time it happened with like Alan in the flashback, it was cool, and then
It was
just
cool as
like
hell.
low level military grunts started having it, and then it was just like, wow, this is really dumb and looks terrible now.
Mm-hmm.
So
It sucks.
it's
It
the
sucks because
overuse
again,
problem.
these are things that are cool and things that do appeal to me. I like those like cool, like dark, shadowy expressions and speed blitzing. But when you do it like every chapter with like every person, it's like, well, now it's not special anymore.
Right? Yeah.
Oh, hey,
So
Vaporweave, good to have you.
hey,
We didn't
Vaporwave's
miss too
here.
much. We spent a lot of time looking at the dude's fuck chin again and
Yeah.
talking about the anime. So we're like on page fucking 4 of this chapter.
Oh my god. Okay, so Doan's like Four Eyes is gonna lose. Also, you are not someone who should be making fun of people's appearances, Doan. You of all people should have no fucking right to call jail Four Eyes, okay? Fucking
At least he has normal eyes.
I know, right? Yeah. Oh my god. Anyway, so Jail gets hit a bunch. And then he goes, Jail will lose? What do you mean, Doan? He says, well, look at the screen right now. Jail's losing. And then that bastard Robert. He might have lost to General Von Lightning as far as I cannot take it whenever anyone brings up Von Lightning in a casual sort of context. Like it's just a normal name. Like fucking like you can just say it. Like, you know, like Alan, Dave, Jill, General Von Lightning, you know, fucking Alex. Like it's so funny.
It's funny because they could just call him like Friedcam or whatever, you know. Like I get
Or
it's not like
something. Yeah.
a
Like,
respectful way, like you know, it's calling him Joe, but it's not like Doan's a respectful guy to begin with, you know. It's
yeah,
not like
yeah.
he's
Well, I'm
the kind
pretty
of
sure
guy.
Minazuki's banking on the fact that we've all forgotten his first name because of how dumb his last name is. So if we called him
There's
General
fucking,
Friedcom, to be like, wait, who?
oh right, Lightning Man.
But there can be no doubt with Von Lightning. We know exactly who the fuck that guy is.
Oh man, and again, just not to bring up like my Plunderer like rewrite again too soon because I do want to save that for a bit later.
Uh-huh.
But I was having a lot of fun with Von Lightning specifically because he has such a stupid
Doing
name. I feel like
literally
that's not a
anything with
character.
him.
No, yeah, yes, because I feel like because he's such like a stupid sounding character and has like a like you know the big manly man design. I think if you're gonna have a character named Von Lightning, you should run with it and make him goofy as fuck.
Right.
So I wanted to make him almost like an All Might-esque character who
Mm-hmm.
like he's very aware of like his title and status and like
Mm-hmm.
he's a good person.
In your
It's not like
rewrite, is it his name or is it like a like title that he's gotten, like a stage name?
I honestly haven't decided, because my first thought was, of course, make it a stage name because that'd be
Right.
stupid. But on the other hand, if you were like self-aware with the character and like, you know, like had fun with him and made him a fun character, then I could be fine with someone named Von Lightning. Like, actually,
Yeah.
you know, like if he poked fun, like, oh man, what a fucking coincidence! I got a lightning ballad. Hey, that would have been awkward. Like, if even if he just had like a joke like that, I feel like it would immediately endear you to the idea, you know,
Right.
and like. So I wanted to make him like a fun, like kind of big, like I don't know why Lionheart is the description I'm looking for, even though I don't know if that's a real thing. But just like a fun, nice man who's
Right.
like
Yeah.
very over the top, and that's what I wanted to do with him, which I feel
Yeah.
like would also like create more resentment for Robert with him, because you know, if you have like this dude who acts like a fucking comic like character, like a cartoon superhero,
It would be
and you're
almost
not
like
as
the
good
fucking
as
relationship between All
pardon.
Might and Fire Guy.
Yeah, exactly. It'd be like All Might and Endeavor,
Yeah,
exactly
where
like
he like
that,
just
or like
builds
a Goku and a
resentments for him.
Vegeta, where
Yeah.
like, you know, one dude is just super aloof and ever nice, whereas the other is like silently resentful. So I thought, you know, easy way to like build more relationship and more connections there.
Yeah, absolutely. Anyways, he might have lost to General Von Lightning as far as count and sheer ballot power, but if his domain hadn't been wind, which can be tough to find a good use for, most people thought he would have become Supreme Commander long ago. So how the fuck is it possible for wind not to be useful? Like, have you seen Avatar: The Last Goddamn Airbender? Like, Aang makes that shit look OP constantly. Like,
I think
if
you
you're
like
in,
you said that verbatim to what you did in the original stream. I like had a vivid flashback to you saying it before.
Yeah, probably that was almost exactly what I said previously. That's a weird thing. Okay, so I've said before, I love to go back and re-listen to these fucking book clubs just in my spare time, because it's basically like it's me and my friends hanging out, but like a bottled experience I can just have whenever I want. So it's really fun to do. And one of the things I've noticed is that occasionally, like, you will say something or something will happen, and I will have a thought in my head, like, and then like half a second later, the me of the past will say it. It's this weird like deja vu effect suddenly happens. Like I can't remember. Like I remember it was like I think it was River of Time, where like it was Pele. So Pele's in the River of Time, or like Pele finds himself in the River of Time, and then like in real life, listening back to that, I go River of Time, fuck, and then half a second later, the me on the podcast says River of Time, fuck, like in the exact same way with the exact same words.
I get that too. I don't know what it is. It feels it's
because it's like a fucking it's like a math problem almost. Like our brains haven't changed really since we did that, and so whatever reaction we had to it the first time is probably going to be the reaction we have to it the same time. And if you put enough time between the first event and the second event, we won't remember that we said that originally, and so our brains will have the thought and then not be able, and then like, you know, without realizing that we already did that before, which causes the deja vu effect. But it's like if you do 1 + 1, like you can do, if you do that at the start of the year and at the end of the year, it's going to be 2 both times, you know? So you feed the same input in, you get the same output out.
God, that's weird, but really cool.
It is weird, but it's really funny whenever it happens.
But it's funny because they really could have easily reworded that stupid thing of wind. Like, wind is tough to find good. The easy way to fucking fix that sentence is just if Freedcam didn't have fucking lightning, which is clearly fucking better.
Right, yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Like, rather than saying wind sucks, just pointing out the fact that, hey, if you get hit by lightning, you're fucking dead. Is
apparently, no, you're not. We've seen evidence of that. Fucking.
Well, you know, if this series wasn't fucking retarded, you know what I mean? Like again, bringing up The Last Airbender, lightning was like the best fucking thing. Like literally, they literally had to just figure out a way to defend against it. Like
that's true.
The only way to not die. So if fucking he slightly tweaked the sentence and it was just like, if it weren't for the fact that Von Lightning had a better power instead of wind fucking sucks and you can't do anything with it.
I'd agree. Yeah, that's a better rewrite. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because like, okay, first of all, like, he's bringing up that wind sucks in the context of like, if it wasn't for that, he would have become supreme commander long ago. But like, the generals in the military aren't like fighting on the field. You don't get promoted to like supreme command. It's not like a kill streak in Call of Duty. It's not like a fucking like a rank up where like you kill enough people and you rank up into a new position. Like, the supreme commander is there because he makes the best strategic decisions for the military and is the most on top of their fucking powers. Do not matter at the point where they're like playing the political game. So like, fucking Robert having wind matters literally zero to him getting the supreme commander position. So this being brought up in that context is dumb. On top of the fact that even if it was like a Call of Duty kill streak, all he has to do is fucking throw like a gust of wind at the opposing army and have them fly up into the air 200 feet, and they all fall down to their fucking deaths, and then he wins.
No, fucking yeah. No, I feel fucking. What was I gonna say? God damn, I had a really good thought and then I lost it there.
About like a Call of Duty kill streak, or like?
Oh yeah, no, yeah. I was gonna say like specifically how you said like oh, just killing a bunch of people doesn't get you higher up in the army. That's Jail's whole thing early on in the manga. His whole reasoning of why I don't want to like go higher up is because he said, well, if I get promoted, then I'll be doing more desk work than fighting.
Yeah,
which is what
exactly.
I want to do. So like in Minazuki's own fucking writing, he clearly knows that fact.
Right.
But here he's like
that the supreme commander isn't on the front fucking lines. At least give it a couple chapters.
Yeah. If Robert didn't have sucky wind, he would have got promoted. Like that's how that
exactly. Works. Yeah. Oh my god, it's so dumb. Anyway, the real reason this is all here is because we're trying to justify that Robert's actually really strong, even though we've seen like no evidence of that so far. So we're like retconning in that he's had all these disadvantages that haven't been immediately obvious, and that's why he's not like in the top of the military, but he could have been, and that's why Jail's losing. That's what all this really means.
Yep.
His skill with the sword, his evasive movements, and that composure of his are all the top of the Royal Guard heap. But then you could say the same for Jail. And then Jail starts like, he like ducks under Robert's sword, which surprises Robert somehow. And then he starts to like punch his sword, which I don't know how the fuck he's able to do without just getting cut in the neck and dying.
Right? Like, why is Robert has like double his reach? Why would he go to block instead of just being like, I will jump back 2 feet and slash your arm off?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Like, you try and get in a fist fight with a guy with a sword and see how well it does. Like, fucking, goddamn it. Anyways, Jail turns the tide temporarily, which, by the way, we've overlooked the fact that Jail has a count of 1 right now. So, like, in terms of pure power, Robert should not be defending against him at all.
At all. No, yeah. What really would have like sold this is if Robert like ate the punch and everyone was like, hey, Jail got a hit on him. And then the next page, like Robert's just like smiling, like no fucking like didn't even flinch. Like that.
Well, at the moment you're right. But at the moment we are supposed to believe that Jail is getting power from the ring. But we know that's not the case, having read the rest of the chapter. So he's literally just got a 1 right now.
Yep.
So there's no reason Robert should be defending against it. And moreover, Robert knows that Jail only has a 1. It's not like he thinks he's got like a 300,000, so he's blocking to be careful. Like, Robert is aware that fucking Jail's... Or does he have the ring yet?
No, he's wearing it. Yeah, you can see at the start of the chapter he has it on.
Okay.
So yeah, Robert knows that it shouldn't be working for him.
So, again, this only works if you read the chapter not knowing the twist that the battle isn't working for him. But when you know that, it's really fucking stupid. Like, Robert could just, like, blast them off the fucking building and then win, and that'd be it. Anyways.
Yeah, exactly.
See that? Add as long as he can make good use of Captain Allen's ballot. That's a textbook typo there, Fallen Angels. And then fucking Doan goes like, yeah. If only Captain Allen's ballot hadn't belonged to a baron. Where he does like, oh, if it hadn't belonged to a ruled by numbers, what do you mean, Doan? And then Hertz is like, Rahito, General Robert is using his ballots. And there they go floating again. So they're just floating off the ground, and that he's allowed to use fucking
I
lightning and
hate
water
that
now.
so much. I hate
It's
that they
so
just fucking
bad. It's
float.
so
You want to know
bad.
what he could get? And you know what's funny? Because they have an easy way for him to use them. Just sheath your 2 current swords and grab the other 2. Like he could like have them like on his back or something, and then just
that at least like
switch.
he has to stop using wind to use lightning and water. So there's at least some trade off. He's not all powerful.
Yeah,
constantly.
you could create like some sort of strategy in there or something.
Yeah,
like in the split second he switches ballots, like I sneak in and like get a hit on him.
Right, yeah, exactly. Because like if swords can float and you can enhance their power anyway, then that goes back to the question of you can have multiple ballots, and now you aren't even limited to having to like carry them all at once. So why not? Why haven't we seen a guy in the military whose gimmick is that like he's got like 20 different sword ballots that just like float around him all the time, and then he like just like fucking uses elemental powers and bullshit. Well, they circle around him and keep him defended.
I don't know if the implication is supposed to be that like he's carrying them with his wind or something, but it certainly doesn't
like
fucking
they're
look like
with
that. And even if he was, he shouldn't be able to use them if they're just like floating idly.
Yeah. Well, we get to a bit later in the chapter where they like his ballots like drop 5 feet away from him, and then suddenly he just can't use them.
No.
Yeah, exactly. But despite the fact that we've seen them floating of their own accord previously. So we know that physical contact isn't a requirement. Oh my god, it's so dumb.
Yeah, that's another thing that's been like a little tricky for me, like when like trying to do a Plunderer rewrite, especially when it comes to fucking licked, because if it's as simple as I drop my ballot power gone, then he would instantly go to the abyss in his first fight with Jail when he gets knocked 50 feet in the air. So I'm struggling to figure out like concrete rules to like how far someone has to be, or like what defines a ballot being taken or lost.
Right.
So that's been a little tricky for me.
What if whenever you like grab the ballot, you like had like a robot voice say like DNA authentication or whatever the fuck, and then like
I was gonna say like how he got his original ballot, like how he had to authenticate it. So what I was going along the lines of is that once your ballot is authenticated with you, you either have to like lose it in a star theft bout, die, or get like a certain distance from it. And I was going to make it like a pretty far distance, like for the sake of fairness,
right?
To actually lose your ballot. So yeah, that's what I was gonna. But
what if it was like what if it was like a keyblade and you could like call it back to you whenever you wanted?
That's another thing as well. Like I'm trying to come up like, because I think it would be really stupid in a fight. Like as we see, if you just get punched and you drop your ballots and you're like, no, I can only fist fight. Yeah. So I do want some element of like either being able to recall it to you or like, still being able to use it to a capacity, even if it's not directly in your hands,
Right, yeah. Potentially. That is difficult, trying to write around.
Yeah, exactly. Because when you have to write specific rules, then it does like limit you a little. But at the same time, if you just have no rules like this, and then just like randomly, arbitrarily have someone not be able to do something that previously they have, then it gets annoying. So I'll figure it out eventually.
Ivan has an interesting suggestion in the chat, which I wouldn't necessarily go with, but I think leads well into my point, which is like maybe you could have a 10-second timer or something. That way you have the effects of it without the contact. And like, yes, that implies rules and makes writing difficult, but rules and restrictions can like spread creativity. Like, because what would be really cool is if Jail lost his ballot, or if Lick lost his ballot to Jail, and then he had like 10 seconds to try and get it back. And then we like had a couple panels where it was like he used super speed to like slow the entire battle down to like, 10, 9, 8 on like each different panels. We see them like fighting and him trying to get closer and closer to the ballot before the time. And he gets it at 1. Finally, we have like a panel of him standing victorious, holding the ballot again, having saved his own ass, right? That provides a restriction, but it also leads to a cool scene like that where there's rules and, it allows shit like that to happen because there's, restrictions and whatnot.
No, yeah, I was thinking of something similar with that specific scene, because rather than Lick just being like Like, oh fuck, like now I don't
Oh, I
have
got my sword back, and he
like,
hugs it all chibi
fuck,
and
I gotta
forgets
get
what the
my
fuck's
fucking
happening in the
sword back,
battle.
but this dude is fucking fighting me all the meanwhile, you know?
Right, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways, so like a mini Schmerman used like 4 ballots at once somehow. But it's okay because Jail's got a ring, right? So he's like, now the real fight begins, you shitty 4 eyes. Like fucking
Which I hate still.
Yeah.
Like
You just
now is
call
not
him
the
like
fight. Like it.
now, my son, the real fight begins. Like
Oh,
him insulting him is so dumb.
I felt deja vu again. I was about to
Yeah.
repeat myself verbatim from the last where I was about to say like it worked when he like first fought Jail, like after the time skip, because you know that was like the like, oh, he's Alan moment, you know, where it like
Right,
really
yeah.
clicks, and plus they were enemies at that time. But yeah,
Right.
now is not a time to be like, you fucking shitty brat, stupid fucking bitch, use my ring, you dumb cunt, you fucking daft bastard. You know, this is absolutely where he should be supporting and loving him and being as kind as possible, because then it makes the next couple of pages where Jail gets fucking analyzed, and then he's suddenly like sad, just feels fucking comical.
Yes, I agree. Also, analyzed?
That's a word.
No, it's not. Analyzed is a word. Analyzed is not.
Well, fucking, I swear to God, like, that can't just be a Dojin thing.
No, I've never heard the word analyzed before.
Well, it's on, wait a second. It's on Urban Dictionary, so fuck off. I'm not the only one who says it, at least.
Urban Dictionary. Let's find out.
My point is that he got fucked.
Analyze. Okay. Analyze.
Yeah.
To do someone in the butt. I want to analyze that broad. Interesting. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Isaiah's backed up by Urban Dictionary here. I'll let him have it.
Yeah, the most valid of resources.
I know, right? Yeah, the most official of things. So he's like, now the real fight begins, you fucking cunt. And then Jail looks down at the ring and he's like, yes, you of all people should be able to use its full power. This ring of mine, the Blast Baron's own ballot. Like, and then Robert launches a huge wind tornado at him, and again, really tough to find a use for wind, guys. And then fucking Jail like clenches his hand, and then he like brings it out to do some fucking fire bending to counteract the air bending, and then nothing happens, and then whoosh, and there's the gigantic fucking tornado, and again, really hard to find a good use for wind as it destroys like half the fucking castle.
My second time in the manga this has happened. Fucking
yes, this poor castle cannot catch a fucking break. Like, can you guys not fight in the courtyard or something? Like, it's really expensive to build things this high up in a fucking medieval society. Anyway, so we then see all the reaction pages. We see Alexandrov looking like, and Aaron looking kind of bored, honestly. And Charles is asleep. She doesn't give a shit. And then looks like, and fucking Doan. What even is Doan's expression here?
I was gonna say, like, I don't feel anything from it. Like, I can't tell if he's concerned, if he's just kind of like, yeah, I called it, or if he's like, you know, like, I don't feel anything from it.
And Pele is still bored and reading his book for some reason, even though it's not of his character at this point.
Yeah.
Like, this can't be. What the hell? He's got the faded Jail's dead.
This is the funniest fucking page.
It really is, honestly. It's turn the page guy we're talking about since SNO.
It's quite well drawn, is the thing. Like
it is, yeah.
If you were to just show me this page without any context, it'd be like, damn, that's a nice fucking drawing. But with the context,
if you showed me this page without any context, like spoilers for chapter 60 or 59, whatever the fuck, I'd be like, oh my god, Jail really dies? What? No way.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
But he's not dead. And that's what makes it funny.
He's not even close to dead. And he's just there's
a big difference between all dead and mostly dead.
Hey, you fucking shitty brat, go show him. Just like,
yeah,
my son, no.
We had a big moment to build Jail up, and then the first attack kills him, and then he's dead. That's the end of the manga, guys. The end.
And like
Oh
I
my
said
God.
last stream that we lost, this would have been more effective if we didn't see the shot of Jail like looking at his hand.
Mhm.
Like if we just like if it just cut after the tornado launched, so that way we would actually like and
Yeah.
remove the fucking dialogue of everyone on the next page as well. Like
Yeah,
what
because
the
there's
hell?
no point to
'Cause-
this dialogue. It's all pointless.
no, yeah. So if you just remove all of that and just do the
Have this
panel
be a
of like
silent
the
scene.
tornado,
Yeah.
yeah, silence, and then Jail fucking dead, then I'd be like, whoa, what the fuck?
Yeah, like
You
what
know?
happened? Well, we already know because we see in this panel this ballot didn't work, and so the rest of it's just build up to the build up becomes to a punchline almost.
Yeah, it's dumb.
It's very dumb. It's very funny. And then fucking wait, why the fuck does Aaron have a screen to hear? Like she can see the battle, she doesn't need a screen. And moreover, Charles is not a member of the Royal Guard.
To talk to people, or
maybe she's using it as like a viewfinder for a fucking camera. Like
she's getting like the camera ready for Jail's victory shot, and now she just has a picture of him dead.
Yeah. Hey, what are you doing? There's no way you aren't able to use it. No way, because you're my... And then Robert laughs like, ha, 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 ha. Of course you should have no trouble using it. That is, if it had been any normal ballot. So for the record, last chapter we established it takes grueling and intense training to use a ballot that's not yours. But everyone agrees Jelk would have just done it in 2 seconds because he's great, I guess.
And which is funny because, and I brought this up last, or I guess we should wait till this dude to fucking explain it before I go into it.
Okay, well, we'll explain it and we'll talk about how dumb it is. So,
yeah.
And he goes, hey, what a laugh. A great hero who's been alive for 300 years, and yet you didn't even know about the special trait of a Baron's ballot. And then he fucking hits Jail with lightning for the second goddamn time. Like, how the fuck is he not dead?
Just and it's not like it was like a little lightning bolt. Like that thing's bigger than his fucking body.
Yes. So Jail has been, I can't even remember all the terrible things that have happened to him at this point. Like he got beat up by all the soldiers on the ground at first. And then he went up to Robert's room, and then Robert like launched a huge wind attack at him. And then he gave him Charles's body, and then he like threw like wind lips and like kunai back at him. And then he struck him with lightning, and then Jail like landed on the balcony with like one arm. And then Robert tried to drown him, and then he got up, and then Robert then hit him with a gigantic wind blast just now, reducing him to that.
Before that.
And then he hit him with lightning, but he's still fine.
He hit him with the tornado too.
What do you say?
I said he stabbed him like 50 billion times before he hit him with the tornado too. He blitzed him.
Yeah. How the fuck is Jail not dead?
Yeah, this is a comical amount of damage. Like he's and it's not like in the rest of the chapter he's like crippled, right? Like he just gets back up after this.
And he's fine. Like what the fuck? This is so dumb. Like I don't know how Minazuki writes this and doesn't think this might be a bit much.
Yeah, right. Like what? This is where the editor comes in and he sits down. He's like, Minazuki-sama,
my friend,
hit him with lightning.
Salt of the earth.
You hit him with lightning twice, sir. He's dead.
It's like, no, he's not. The conviction shield is still at like 20%. He's good.
And have you not ridden in a way for him to defend himself, sir? What?
No,
I said he has conviction.
Jail.
What are you talking about?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Oh my god. Also, I just noticed I don't think he finished drawing these rocks properly. They're all like sketchy.
No. That's on purpose. Like the fact that like that harsh, sketchy lighting is what's used when there's like a very bright light around it. Like it's supposed to show like a harsh shadow.
Yeah, that's fair. Okay.
Oh wait, no wait. The one on the bottom left actually does look a little rough compared to the rest. Now that you pointed out, that one actually does look like I was looking at the rest and I was like, no, that looks about right. But yeah, one on
those
the
are
left
fine. This one looks sketchy. Like he didn't like see it in time.
Yeah, like its underside is very undetailed and rough.
Yeah. Anyway, it's not a big deal. It's just something I noticed.
Mm-hmm.
So the special power of a Baron's ballot, and then we see JL still totally fine. He just coughed up a little blood, and he's fine. Stop it, Robert, stop. And then Dawn goes, that's right. A Baron's ballot is special. Cockroach, didn't the special service have their hands on your ballot all this time? You don't think it's weird how not one of them tried to use a 300,000 count ballot? So I looked into it. Easiest thing ever. That was the funniest thing in the last stream. That was the funniest thing in the last stream, and it's still the funniest thing now. Like,
so I fucking Google searched first result.
Yeah, like, and not even that. Like, he typed the first couple like letters into the search box, and then it auto completed to this answer. Like
he didn't need to fucking put easiest thing ever. Like he
it's
didn't.
Just, it's so comical. Like okay,
like
it's
now
complete and utter bullshit that only the characters who need to know for the scene to work and for jail to be at a disadvantage know this incredibly important fucking information, and every other one of the good guys just doesn't for no fucking reason. But then by making Doan say that finding out this information was in fact the easiest thing ever makes it like comical. Like it's so fucking stupid at that point. It's just hilarious. Like, also, I don't know. Like, I don't think I would ever describe, like, if I knew something and I was telling it to someone else, I cannot imagine a situation in which I would say, so I looked into this already. Easiest thing ever. Like, I can't imagine a situation where I would do that. And so I can only assume that, like I said, he typed one letter into the Google search box and it would auto-completed the rest of the result. And then he just, like, it was the first answer on the page. That's the only situation I can imagine where he would feel the need to qualify it with easiest thing ever.
It's like the YouTube tutorial that already has the solution in the thumbnail, so you don't.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly.
Easiest thing ever.
Mm-hmm. Oh my god, it's so that line's hilarious.
Also, speaking of stupid things, I actually forgot to bring this up last stream. So we already know that people can talk back to Eren through her screens, right? Like people,
well,
like
sometimes.
we've seen, like when Tokikaze was going to launch the nukes, like pressed against the screen, and he's like, "Stop it, Tokikaze!" And Tokikaze could hear him. So
even though he couldn't hear him seconds prior.
Why didn't Doan just go, "Hey, jail! I looked into it. Easiest thing ever. The ballot's not gonna work."
Oh my god! Like, well, I don't know. Like, maybe she shuts the live chat off when it's being broadcast to everyone in the world.
Fucking put him on mute.
Yeah, pretty much. Like, because otherwise, Jill just be listening to like first, oh got him, lol, like fucking troll, and like while he's trying to fight Robert. So, I'm sorry, chat. I don't have that low of an opinion of you guys, but it's pretty close.
Fucking Eren, like, thanks for the super chat, guys. I'll put it towards Jail's medical bill.
The image of like okay, imagine the fight between the fucking mini Schmerman in jail, but like being like, you know, not from like a bunch of different cinematic perspectives, but instead from like, you know, like a camera phone sort of thing, like the camera shaking a bunch and you only get like the one angle, and then imagine that, and then imagine like Eren leaning over into frame and be like, hey, we just got a super chat from like, you know, fucking like Pele in the fucking village, and I want to thank him for the $10 in the donation. Like, welcome to the fucking, you know, Plunderer cave. Like, fucking glad to have you. And then leans back out and the fight continues in the background. And that mental image is so goddamn funny to me.
You can have like a fucking like it reminds me of to bring up a better piece of media in the Digimon movie. The plot like revolves around them like going into the internet and like there's this one part where like their Digimon are actually slowed down because they're getting too many emails of support from kids around the world, so they don't have enough processing power on their shitty computer to like actually like let their Digimon evolve. So I was trying to imagine like a similar sort of setup where fucking like Eren's stream is starting
a donation counter for like bigger servers.
Oh yeah, so but like Dawn's like trying to yell like, guys, the ballot's not gonna work, but his feed is like super fucking laggy just because there's too many fucking people watching, and she doesn't have
Right,
like
yeah.
enough processing power because her count's not high enough.
Wake up, Tokikaze!
Tokikaze, what? Ah!
Yeah, exactly.
Just fucking cutting out.
Also, Din in chat is hilarious. Isaiah ranting about the 7 lights, so I looked it up. Easiest thing ever.
Easiest thing ever. The fuck you, Din.
Oh, that's so good. I love you. I really want that to be a meme. I don't know, like, aside from that one very specific situation, I don't know how we can make that a meme, but I want it to be a meme so badly because it's so funny.
That up, fucking r/the abyss followers. We can do it. We have a new template. We'll figure it out.
Yeah, if you guys can think of anything with that, I would love to see it because it's so goddamn funny. So you didn't even know about the special rating of Baron's ballot. Okay. So I looked into it. Easiest thing ever. The reason we won the abandonment war was because we were the only ones with ballots. But as slim as the odds were, what if the enemy had stolen one of those ballots? Exactly. The tide of the war could easily have turned. That's why the Baron's ballots have extra security on them, so that only their actual owners could use them. By ensuring a reaction with their owner's genes when each ballot was first activated, that woman, Ferenda, made sure that a link would be forged between the two. In other words, a Baron's ballot cannot be used by anyone other than that Baron. Well, as long as they aren't actually blood-related children either. Okay, so that's the dumbest thing in the fucking world, right?
The dumbest thing ever. Yeah. So yeah, we already talked about how this is fucking stupid. But what really like sets it up for me is that they already wrote a fucking excuse as to why like it shouldn't be able to work for jail, because like it takes grueling fucking training.
Right, yeah.
To be able to use someone else's ballot, which worked. And that would have been fine enough fucking explanation for why they can't use lick ballots either. Like if they were just like, look, his fucking ballot, like his count is huge. Not anyone can just pick that up like after finding it and like get godlike.
Yeah, like
powers.
remember back in like chapter 40 when Rahito got the fake ballot. It's like, I don't want to open it. I might kill everyone here. What if it was like a 50, without like fucking the 50% life fiber thing in Kill la Kill, where people can't really go that far because they turn into like a berserking monster when they try. And so the reason they haven't used the ballot is because everyone just like goes insane the second they touch it. And Rahito's the only one who's got like a big enough fucking counter.
You could also, I was going to say, yeah, not only that, but if you wanted, you could also tie it in with the specific ballots method too. Like the person themselves have to be compatible with the ballot. Like, so for example, his is literally because he killed like fucking 300,000 people. So maybe if you tried to pick it up, like you would just go fucking insane because you can't handle that level of bloodlust, you know?
Like fucking Lick did in chapter 5 or whatever the fuck. And so now that can be retconned into being part of the fucking story or whatever the fuck.
Exactly. Yeah. So like just trying to like pick up his ballot would like overload you with like his
and then they'd be like, "Are you my enemies? I kill my enemies," and then they would have to take the ballot away from him.
Exactly. Yeah. So you could have like a fucking like actual reason for why, not just why that happens, aside from having like a stupid super evil mode, but fucking why not just some rando can like pick up another person's ballot and take it.
Right.
And
my question, like, or one of my questions is like, why did they stop this? Why doesn't every ballot have the security thing on them now?
Yeah, right? Like there's no reason to remove that.
Because we see, this is something I want to complain about next chapter, where just like the idea of like criminal ballot holders gets brought up a bunch going forward. Like, and I just don't understand how the fuck that can happen in this world. Like, the ballots would be distributed by Schmerman and the top of the government and the royal family and bullshit, presumably. So how the fuck do criminals get a hold of ballots in this world? Like, I don't like if criminals getting a hold of ballots is a thing that can happen, then why wouldn't we bring the security feature back if that's the case? If we can stop criminals from getting ballots, why would we stop that?
No, exactly. Yeah, that's why in my, again, to bring up the rewrite, not only am I taking out that stupid fucking rule, but another thing I was trying to work in was that one. I think it's stupid that the aces are the only ones with ballots in the war to begin with, especially
Right.
because the rest of the fucking world had more of the original ballots to work with than they did. So, if
Yeah.
anything, I feel like it would have
It'd
made
be like a
sense if
nuclear
they had,
arms race where a bunch of people were
yeah,
developing
a
Baron
nuclear arms race to who
simultaneously.
could get more ballots.
Right.
And then after it got to Alcia, I'm still trying to figure out like a decent explanation for how ballots can just be distributed. Because Nana briefly mentions, like in her little like vlog, like, oh, like a bunch of replica ballots were distributed through the country like when we escaped. So I'm trying to either like write in like some sort of like deserter, or either like Licht and Nana did that themselves and are the reasons why there's a bunch of illegal ballots circulating.
Right.
So something along those lines I wanted to write to like have a real concrete reason for that. So I thought that'd be interesting.
Yeah, fair enough.
Mhm.
What else did I want to bring up? There's something else I wanted to bring up. Why the fuck didn't Schmerman at any point create like an evil clone of Licht to use the sword?
I literally have no answer.
Yeah, can you? That's something Minazuki would love to do if he ever thought about it. Like he would be so goddamn into creating a Shadow the Hedgehog version of Licht who could be edgy all the fucking time. Like,
oh, I could just picture the highlights in his hair. Minazuki would have an orgasm.
yeah, he'd have black hair to contrast Licht's white hair, right? Like, because that's some really complex symbolism.
One solid color isn't enough. You would have like a gradient somewhere in that black.
Yeah, like okay, maybe it'd be like the inverse of Icaros's
something.
hair, where it's mostly black and then pink highlights.
Pink highlights. Oh yeah, let's go.
Yeah. So, but yeah, if the sword was genetically locked to Rahito, and that's the only reason no one got to use it, then they should have created an evil clone of Rahito.
Also, why the fuck doesn't anyone know this? Like,
Yes,
why?
well, why. Yes,
Like,
why the fuck does no one know this? Like, Alan doesn't know it despite being a Baron.
Easiest
Rahito
thing
doesn't
ever.
know it despite being a yes, especially if it's the easiest thing ever to look into. Like, Alan doesn't know it despite being a Baron. Pele doesn't know it despite being a Baron. Fucking Rahito doesn't know it despite being a Baron. But fucking Doan does, and Minnie Schmerman, who is not even a fucking Baron, knows this.
No, yeah, that's the thing. Like if it was maybe just Licht and Nana, because they were always kind of kept in the dark and like used as pawns, maybe I'd buy that. You know, maybe I would get.
But
that.
the fact that Alexandrov does not know that is so incredibly
the fucking
dumb.
leader of the Royal Army.
Yeah. That is so incredibly dumb. There's no reason he should not know that, except the plot needs to happen the way it does.
Yeah, it's so stupid.
It's incredibly dumb. Anyways, I can't wait to see Minazuki break this rule that he introduced just now in like 5 pages.
Yep.
Anyways, by the way, my former commander, whatever did happen to your actual children? And then he puts his sword at Jail's throat. Remember that, like he's drawing blood because it's so close. And then Alan collapses to the ground. He's like, "Hey, the fight's over, ain't it?" Like, why would Minnie Schmerman know about Alan's children?
I don't know. Maybe fucking Alan showed them the photograph when he was his adopted son for a bit. I don't know.
Maybe for a bit. Yeah, we'll get to that. The fight's over, ain't it? Also, like he's like again, this like sneering asshole thing really conflicts with him becoming good guy next chapter.
Yeah, especially when we get to chapter 63.
Yes, especially then.
Oh my god, I can't wait for that. I'm so excited.
I don't think I've ever been more excited for a Plunderer chapter than 63, which just came out a couple days ago. Like
63
that one is so
was
good.
such a joy.
62 and 63 I am both equally excited for because they are both incredibly dumb. Anyway, so he's like, "Hey, remember your kids are dead?" And he's going to be a good guy next chapter. He goes, "Hey, the fight's over, ain't it? Don't take any more of my kids away from me. I'm begging you. It's so weird to me how Alan just becomes like a crying heap at the fucking first sign of like Jail dying or like Jail losing this fight. Like,
Yeah,
what the
you
fuck did he think
wanna
was going to happen?
you want to know how I would have and will when in my fucking again every 2 seconds I'm like, hey, remember my rewrite, guys? But
Yeah,
I do
well,
think
yes,
it
I
is
do,
just
as a
gonna be
matter of
awkward.
fact.
Yeah. What I was going to do here for this fight was rather than fucking Alan just like handing over his ballot to Jail and being like a fucking pathetic whimpering watcher in this
Uh
fight.
huh.
What I was gonna do was Alan was gonna actually be the one. Like Jail fights him first, gets his ass like totally trounced. But what's his Robert doesn't even reveal he has the other ballots at that point because why the fuck should he need to?
Yeah.
Um, then Alan shows up and Alan actually fights him himself, and he's like winning for a good part of it. Like, and then Robert brings up the other two ballots, gets the better of him, and wins. And Alan is like not dead, but he's like on the verge of death. Hands over his ring to Jail. Jail takes the ring, um, and then second phase of the fight starts, where now the rest of this sort of happens without fucking simpering Alan over heel to bring down the atmosphere.
Right. Yeah. Well,
I
in
feel like
that
that would
way,
work
like
so much better.
and that way with Jail taking the ballot himself, like it becomes like he didn't know the fact that like because I can get Jail not knowing that the ballot wouldn't work. And if Alan's like
Yeah,
near death or whatever, then he wouldn't be able to tell him otherwise. So that makes every
yeah,
character not
exactly.
look incredible. It makes Jail look uninformed, which is fine, but it doesn't make Alan look incredibly dumb.
Yeah, exactly. That's the thing. And then and then when we get to later where he sees his stupid fucking children near Jail, you could also recontextualize that because Alan is half fucking dead at this point, you know? So
Mm-hmm.
you can be like, oh, was he just hallucinating? Like, is it because like he's fucking like almost dead himself, so he can like sort of see them? And I also still wanted I'll wait till we get to that page, I guess. But
Yeah.
I brought up last time that I wanted to change up how it was drawn. But yeah,
Uh-huh.
we'll get there.
Yeah. Also, by the way, it sure does suck that Jail didn't bring Gafangus with him because, like, now he
Yeah,
looks
it
really
sure
dumb
does.
because he
You want
might
to
have
know
had
what
a
would have been?
fighting chance if he had done that.
You want to know what would have been cool?
Uh huh.
Robert beating all of Gafangus.
Yeah.
Could you imagine like how hyped that would? Because we've seen Gafangus do nothing but kick ass ever since they show up. Like even the really special service are fodder to them, as we see even
Right.
more
Yeah.
in 63.
Mm-hmm.
So to have these guys that are hyped as to have these guys that are hyped up as like the strongest in the entire army that even Alan himself has said are the best. Just get like one shotted by Robert would really hype him up even more. And then it'd be like, fuck, it just comes down to Jail, the guy with a count of one. That'd be
Right.
cool.
Yeah. Yeah. Fair.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways, don't take any more of my kids for. Yeah, don't take any more of my kids from me. Like, I'm begging you. And the nice guy who's going to be a good guy next chapter is like, hey, how pitiful. And then Jail with the sword to his neck, by the way. Let's not forget that from literally 2 pages ago. With the sword to his neck, disregards that, then jumps up in like a flurry of shadows to punch Robert, who has for some reason turned his body entirely around the other direction and has stopped threatening Jail with his sword for no fucking reason.
Yeah, that was dumb.
Yeah. Also, I'd imagine it's like the JoJo, like to be continued music playing over it.
Yeah, I could see that too.
Yeah. So the punch lands and Minnie Sherman goes flying somehow. And then, you bastard, you're still alive? Yeah, I fucking know, right? Like, holy shit. What do you think
What the fuck? I struck you with lightning twice.
Yes, and a bunch of other things. Like, but what do you think you can do without a ballot? Which fucking I have vivid flashbacks to like you used your arm to throw the flash grenade using momentum. What do you think a single flash grenade can? Ah, my eyes. Which is one of my favorite jokes in the whole book club. What do you think you could do without a ballot? And then like a little flame appears, and then he goes, what? And then like jumps away. Like, was that real?
You know what's funny is that Minazuki could have done that same thing like 2 pages ago and have it make sense. Like if instead of like Jail just like teleporting behind him again, like what if like the little flame just appeared like on Robert's shoulder for a split second, and like while he's like pats it out and like freaks out in a moment, like that's when Jail gets up to punch him.
Right, yeah, that'd be better than Jail just like turning into Reaper with like a shadow form and then punching him somehow. So a little tiny flame appears. Was that real? For an instant, I saw a flame. And then we go into sad backstory mode, because we can never have backstories explained before fights. It's always got to be during or after fights that we get the sad backstories for characters. When I was 5, both of my parents were killed by a ballot holder somehow. No idea how you got a hold of that, but they were. Then when I was 7, I spent 2 years fucking just doing nothing, living in the forest, I guess. And then when I was 7, Supreme Commander Alexandrov took me in. I couldn't trust anyone. I lashed out at you so many times and ran away from you constantly. But each time, you'd find me right away and take me back. And again, the same, it's like, come, Jail, my boy, we have a speech to get to. Like, because he's wearing the exact same ratty clothes that we saw him in the flashback previously when he was on stage with Alexandrov. And I commented, like, why the fuck are his clothes so shitty? So just the idea that he takes him from here directly to the fucking conference we saw in an earlier chapter. Back to hot food and a warm bed each and every time. We see like Alexandrov like, fell asleep next to him. And little tiny Shota Jail is pretty cute, I got to admit.
Yeah, like the shot of him in the bed is cute.
Yeah. I swore to myself then that I'd live my life by my convictions, and that's a non sequitur. Like this situation does not then mean like I would swear myself. If anything, it'd be like I'd swear myself to like loving Alexandrov and being the best son I could be or whatever the fuck. Like, but his convictions are totally unrelated, despite the fact we want to like cram the line in there of like this is when I first became.
He should have said it afterwards. Like if you just slightly restructure the sentence, like he was like, back then I swore to myself that I would always be to your son. That was
my first conviction.
Conviction.
Yeah, that'd be way better than like it'd be. Right now, it just feels forced, and like we're trying to tie Jail's love of Alexandrov into his convictions, even though it doesn't make they aren't related really. But yeah, restructuring of the sentence would help that a lot. Anyways, so in order to defend it, and then the ring starts glowing and fire starts. It's like, Bakana! And then we see in the flames, Alan goes, hey, is this for real? And we see Alexandrov's kids holding the ballot as well, and which presumably allows Jail to use the firepower.
Yeah, so this is stupid.
It's very stupid. So Minazuki introduced a rule that only family could use ballots, and then broke it 5 pages later.
And it's funny because like I said, I don't hate this like imagery and concept, and that's why I wanted to keep it. But fucking like I mentioned this on the last live stream, but how I would change it is that the kids wouldn't just be fucking like ghost force holograms that are just like floating there. That I would make them like
a Baron's weapon deserves more respect.
God damn it. I would make it like vague imagery of like them made up of the fire itself. And plus going off my other thing of Alexandrov being half dead, then it's up to the reader's interpretation of like, is he just seeing it because like he's fucking almost dead, or is this like actually like the spirit of his kids like backing Jail up? That said, I wouldn't keep it so that they're breaking the fucking stupid security lock rule. I would just have it like oh, he is my child, like he's much my child as they are right now, you know?
Yeah, exactly.
And it's funny because like if you isolate like this moment in and of itself, this would be a really fucking strong moment. Like Jail like like the fact that we had to wait 60 chapters to find out that his parents were killed by ballot holders is fucking stupid.
Yes,
But
it
like keeping
is.
his first conviction like a secret until now, I think is actually dope. Like
Yeah,
especially because he has a count of one. I think
yeah,
that like my one conviction I have left is the first that I
yeah.
would always be your son.
Yeah,
Like
you
that.
could do something with that. Yeah.
Yeah, like you could do something really cool with that.
Hmm.
Well, if you didn't have two fucking gloves, that is with one
Well,
on each.
yes, I suppose there's that.
Like if but you know, like you could do something cool, and then you can even like zoom in on the one if you wanted to fucking or if you did your idea where he has zero, this would be where the one comes back, and it's like my
Yeah,
first
yeah, yeah,
conviction.
yeah. I like that. I
I
like
would
that more.
always
Yeah,
be your son, and then the fucking bing, and then you see the
yeah.
one pop up while the ring glows. It'd be
Yeah,
hype as
that'd be
fuck,
dope. Yeah.
you know.
But instead,
Like
ghost magic mixed with conviction allows jail to use the ring.
genetics are bullshit. Ghost magic, bitch.
Apparent fuckingly. Okay, so I said
Let's
this last time.
go.
So I said this in the last stream, and I'm going to repeat it because I liked how I said it the first time. Let's say if we asked Minazuki to write a plot summary of this chapter, would that plot summary include the line, and then Alexandrov's children appeared as ghosts, and their genetic DNA allowed Jail to use the ring?
Could
Is this actually happening? Are ghosts confirmed in Plunderer world now? Is there an afterlife? Is this a thing?
I feel so bad for saying this, but the first thing I fucking pictured when you said that is like a person with like visual impairment sitting on their couch watching an anime version of this scene that has like closed captioning, and then like the fucking voice on the television, and then the ghosts of Alexandrov's children appeared next to Jail and allowed him to activate the ballot, and the person just being like, "What?"
Yeah, that's such bullshit. Like, yeah. So, like, is this the two explanations are that ghosts exist in Plunderer world and they used magic and that's why Jail can do this. Or Jail bypass, like, if ghosts exist and they, like, actually are lending their DNA to let the ring activate like that, that at least makes some sense. Like, not a lot, but some. But, like, the other, if ghosts don't exist in Plunderer world, and why the fuck would they? Then the answer is Jail's convictions just let him bypass the genetic hard-coded lock in the ballot for no fucking reason.
Mm-hmm. And another thing I was going to say, going back to what I said earlier about my potential, God, I feel so fucking... Like almost vain at this point. How much I have to bring up my rewrite in this.
Yeah.
But going back to my previous idea of like
the rewrite you have also not actually written and gotten to this point yet. So
I have written actually a good chunk of it. I have a Google Drive.
Have you? Document. Okay, fair enough.
Yeah. Not everything I've said I've written, but like a decent amount of it I have actually written down.
Okay, fair.
But one thing that I think would be interesting is if fucking like I said, like if maybe like to be able to use a ballot, it helps is if like you're the type of person that fits with its like whatever the count method is, you know, like if that fits you as a person. So like it would be like we still don't know what Alexandrov's count represents, which I think is fucking stupid, especially now that he's like handing it to Jail, you know, like now would be the perfect time for us to know. So if
kids he's watched die.
What'd you say?
The number of kids he's watched die.
Oh, fuck off. If I can imagine it being something like not necessarily the number of times he was a good father, but like a good role model or like protected someone important to him or something. So then Jail saying like my first conviction was to always stay true and be your child would be what allowed him to like properly like sync with that ballot, because then like him and Alexandrov's like motivations and their convictions would be one, and then like that allows him to like better, you know, sync and like allow it to work with him, which I think would be cool.
Yeah. But no, instead it's ghost magic.
Instead it's ghost magic, yes.
That first conviction of mine, it was that no matter what happened, I would always be your son, father.
I would always have plot armor.
Yeah, boom! So, Roy Mustang Light now has fire powers, which is very funny. Damn you! This can't be! I agree, it's very dumb. It shouldn't happen. And then Jail pauses and goes, a single moment. He's like, huh? As much as I don't care to rely on borrowed power, I wanted to distract you for just a single moment. Hey, remember like 5 pages ago when Jail stunned a little like ball of fire that distracted him for a single moment?
That was the single moment, yeah.
Yeah, I guess. And the rest of the fire was just pointless, I guess. Also, the fact that we'll get to that in a second. Like, as much as I don't care to rely on borrowed power, I wanted to distract you for just a single moment. And yeah, the best way to distract someone is to tell them that you are distracting them.
Yeah, tell them, I'm distracting you. I'm distracting you. Stop it, Jail. Stop.
Yeah. And he goes, what are you talking about? And he goes, Robert, behind you. And he hits him with a gigantic metal monster, which he is only able to summon because of the borrowed power of the ring that he is currently relying on.
You want to know what would have been really cool to like show that like because
also really quick, how the fuck is he fixing his glasses with metal powers?
I was going to say, what I thought before was that he just remade the frame because that's what it looked like in the old chapters. But no, here we can clearly see he's fucking getting the glass too.
Yeah,
which
how the fuck does that work?
Is not how metal works.
No, it's not.
But anyway, what really would have made like a cool image? This is just me like being like, man, what I would like, and not so much a smart rewrite thing. But what I would like is if like imagine if like his metal monster lion guy like had a mane like made of fire right now, and or like fire
that'd be cool.
Or from that hole in his eye to like show one to just because it'd be fucking cool. But two, to show that he is still summoning it with Alexandrov's power, and it's not just like, and then I made it with my count of 2. It's like, no, I am definitely requiring that from the count of the ring to like make.
Well, I presume what happens is that like the ring, like it's like you have one total number and that's your power. Yeah, exactly. So like the ring is the one, or the glove is making the metal, but it's getting its power source is still the ring.
That's my assumption too, but I think it would make it even more clear cut and just make for a cooler image if the lion was on fire. Yeah, this is just me, like this is just my inner shonen child being like, drawing cooler, Minazuki. But I genuinely think that'd look dope.
Yeah, I would too. That'd be cool. Yeah. Anyways, so then Robert was successfully. Remember when he had super speed like 10 pages ago? No, now he's like he gets like a full like 10 seconds before the actual lion hits him, and then he just blah and goes away, and he gets crushed. And then his ballots clatter to the floor like 5 feet away from him, and this means he no longer has his ballots. As he goes, "Damn my ballots! General Robert lost his ballots. Will Jail Murdoch actually win?" And how the fuck did he lose his ballots? Like, if dropping them means that he no longer has the powers of them, then Jail Licht would have got sent to the Abyss in Chapter 5 when Jail grabbed his sword. No, my ballots. Anyways, he's weak now. And then Jail takes off the glove and the ring and tosses them all away, even though he still has the one other glove currently providing power, but let's forget about that.
In his pocket,
Yeah. He threw away his own ballot? What the hell is he doing? I've never cared for it. Determining one's station based on count. That goes for military rank as well. Is strength something that is decided by a number and the power of one's ballot? Yes. Yeah. Yes, it is. in a world ruled by numbers, yes, it is. Oh, no, never mind. He goes, I think not. So I guess not. Never mind. I was dumb. I think not. To show the difference in our strengths, just our fists will be plenty enough. Come at me, Robert. I'll beat you to a pulp with my conviction. It's just a very funny way to frame that. I don't. That's not a bad line. It's just.
Did you think I could only use conviction defensively? I've come up with several offensive techniques.
Well, it's that and like just the phrase "beat you to a pulp" is what's making me fun. It's making me laugh here personally. Like I just imagine like fucking your orange juice will be extra chunky when I'm done with you, you fuckhead.
Fair.
Anyways, he goes like, "Don't look down on me, you brat. A single blow. Yes, one single blow. We'll find out in one blow." I just, the more they say blow, the more my mind goes to dirty, bad places. So fucking,
I'll tell you what
them
blows
having a
this
dick
chapter.
sucking contest with each other. Oh, but she got it, I said. Anyways, with a single blowjob. Yes, one single blowjob. We'll find out in one blowjob whose conviction is stronger. And they both punch each other in the fists as opposed to the face for no reason.
Yeah.
And then Jail's hand shatters, and he's somehow still fine to keep going. What the fuck? And he goes, "Yeah." He goes, "You little brat. Did you even know just how much time and effort I've spent to get to this point? Those who were once my friends that I've sacrificed." And we see Sunman, Lightning, and Water Bitch all hanging out together at the pub drinking beer, which we should have seen in like chapter 20, but we are now seeing now after two of them are dead, and Robert's basically a good guy at this point. Yep. Throwing in all the characters, that's literally the last possible second. The filthy lowlifes that I've had to work with just to bring down Alexandrov. All for one thing, my one and only goal. And we see like fucking Ji-Lao looking cute as hell, and them all stumbling back after they're like a night getting drunk, which would have been great around chapter 20 to say, the seat of the Royal Guard Supreme Commander. All for this very seat.
That he fucking gets swole as fuck. So now we know that's his fap arm right there.
Yeah. Oh my god. Yeah. Like he's got like the anchor arms from SpongeBob who was just hiding him the whole time.
Now I'm a jerk and everybody loves me.
He goes, "Gah, it's over, jail murder," and then his leg explodes for no fucking reason.
It's funny. Because, like,
it's very
Jail's
funny.
whole thing is like, I'll prove I'm stronger than you with just my fists. But if his leg didn't give out, he would have won.
Well, there are a lot of things that Jail planned. Like, there are a lot of things Jail planned for that if things had gone to his plan, he would have lost. But yeah, why the fuck does Robert's leg explode for no reason?
I don't know. I was trying to look in the previous.
His leg was not damaged once in this fight. Like, it would have been set up, like, if Joe got, like, a really good hit into his leg earlier, fine. But that never happened. His leg just explodes literally because the plot says so.
Yeah, like, I was looking in the earlier pages to see, like, when, like, he got hit by the fist, like, did it mainly hit his leg? Or, like,
yeah, no, I looked there, too. It didn't, no, it hit his whole body.
Yeah, there's nothing. Like there's nothing. His leg just explodes for no reason. So this could have been something you set up early on, like a slight thing that was handicapping him, but not much. And then now it finally hits him. So but no, his leg just explodes for no reason.
Yeah, like that would be like at least like a battle won through attrition, which would like stand up to like Jail's convictions were stronger. So like he was able to like, you know, he didn't have the raw power, but he like won in the long game sort of thing. But no,
yeah,
exactly. His leg just explodes for no reason, and then he loses and Jail wins.
Stupid as fuck.
He must have been sitting in that chair for so goddamn long. His legs are just.
I will never forgive Minazuki for all these cute pages of Ji-Lao that he threw in because now I'm just
right?
Yeah, that he killed her.
Yeah. Like, this is a really cute page, and I fucking want her to be a character.
Yeah, like the fact that me and you last stream just spitballed like an entire fucking chapter, essentially, just based off these like two panels.
Yeah.
Really pisses me off. And I'll go back into that just to repeat it so we can have it on record after we finish it.
Yeah. But so his leg explodes, and he goes, "Bakana, my knee." And then, and then we flash back to Ji-Lao going, "Oh, by the way, Robert, You've always been way too straightforward. That's why you can't beat this old man here. But that's also the side of you that we like the best. So keep up the hard work, Robert. And then Jail wins. That's the end.
That's the chapter. Man, what a fucking stupid chapter.
Yes, what a stupid fucking chapter.
But God, do I love it.
Yeah. I love making fun of it. Anyways, I really got to run to the restroom.
In the chat. Without the chair, his leg will blow up. That's why he wanted it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Fuck yeah. Okay, so I really got to go to the bathroom. So if you want to recap our stupid chapter we came up with Ji Lao and Von Lightning while I'm gone, then you can feel more than free to do so or interact with chat or whatever.
For sure. Yeah. So just so I can repeat this so I can have it on record again since the last one is lost. While I was just spitballing with Sai earlier, we were talking about what we would have done to set Robert and the other generals up earlier on as elements in the story. And what I wanted to do, as I lightly touched on earlier, was that after Jail's initial fight with Licht in chapter 4 and 5, I wanted to have them go their separate ways, where Jail would just do some minor ballot holder fights with Lin and Pele. One, first of all, to show that Lin is competent and we can set up her level of skill even without a ballot before we get to the stupid bit of her fighting the clones. But then, in the meantime, when Licht is trying to get back to Hina and the others, I was going to have him fight one of the 3 generals that caught him. And I think, like I said earlier, I figured it'd be Ji Lao since she appears to be the weakest of the 3, and I just like her design a lot. So I'd have her fight him, whoop his ass to really show the astronomical difference between Licht and the 3 generals right now. But he'd still get away, just barely. And then after this, fucking Ji Lao would run into Jail and the other 2 generals, and we would have this chapter where they're all drinking, and then we could properly get introduced to them and see them as characters, see how their personalities differ, and it'd also be a fun subversion because the first thing we see of Ji Lao is her fucking whooping the shit out of Licht and seeming this evil bitch. But as these flashbacks sort of paint her as kind of a goofy, cutesy character, I figured that'd be a nice, easy way to show a different side of her, and that the military isn't just black and white evil people. And then we could have them getting along.
I black and white evil people, considering we now have the black guys who are good and the white guys who are evil.
Exactly. Yes. But
the military is literally just black and white evil people.
That is literally it, yes. But what I wanted to do was really set up Jail and Robert's relationship early on. Because as we will see in the next chapter, their entire relationship hinges on the fact that Robert was basically taken under Alan's wing before Jail was. And he was basically his other son. He wasn't actually adopted by him, but he saw him as a father. So then when Jail came into the picture, he got jealous. So what I wanted to do was sort of build their relationship up, especially given that their counts are very similar. Both of Roberts is about chasing his goal, Jail's is his convictions. So I wanted to build up that Jail really looks up to him, and Robert is basically a role model for him, and have them just drinking together, show their relationship. And so that over the course of the manga, the more we see of the generals and Robert, that we actually grow to like them and care about them. So then when it turns out Robert is the mole and he kills them, not only do we care because we actually know who the fuck Ji Lao and Von Lightning are, but it's a really turn thing because it's oh fuck, Jail's biggest role model and the second strongest dude in the military is evil. That's a big fucking deal. And it'd be great because even just looking at this line here, it's a bit of a weird line, but I thought it would make for a cool bit of irony because she's oh, you've always been way too straightforward. Would be a delicious bit of dramatic irony because the fact that he was hiding, he was a spy from them all this time. Right, so yeah. To them, what they saw as a very straightforward and honest man was actually a fucking spy right under their noses. Even though he still really cared about them, but still. Mm-hmm. So, I thought that would really help. And so when this all happens, and then when Robert does become a good guy again, we actually have a reason to buy it and give a shit about it. Instead of just like, well, jail beat this guy up and now he's good. That's how
Yep.
life works. And we
Apparently.
know, so that's what I wanted to do with it. And I thought that would be, interesting. And I have some more bits that I won't go into at this point in time, just because I talk about my rewrite enough. But I thought it'd be a really cool idea and something I wish could have been done.
Yeah, it's a very good idea.
Which is funny because I don't think I brought this up last stream, but the anime did introduce the three of them early.
Oh yeah, you didn't talk about it last stream. Yeah.
Yes, yeah. The anime shows the three of them like right after the time travel arc ends. Like they show up. And I was like, whoa, this is cool. Like, what are they going to do with them? Are they going to create more buildup? But no, they just have the same discussion that they have in chapter 38 or whatever chapter it was.
37. I remember because it's the same one because blackface.
Yes, that's right. It leads into 38 though, and they're still there.
Yeah.
So they have their same conversation there, only without Charles and without Alexandrov around. So it's a pointless waste of fucking time, essentially. They fucking threw me a bone and did nothing with it. They blue balled me, and it made me really upset because I thought, hey, this is like a genuine improvement that I really wanted. But they don't do anything with it.
It's kind of like surprising to me how much work did go into the anime, like changing things around. Like it makes me like remember SNO, like how much that was improved by the anime adaptation of it. Like, because like Nymph's character completely falls flat just in the manga by itself. It's only by virtue of the anime rewriting shit and doing crap better that like Nymph became like one of the best characters in the whole story. So like it makes me think that like, like maybe with like a bigger budget and like more time and energy and people and willpower and whatnot, this like they could have done something with Plunderer, maybe. Like, because they were obviously trying, but they just didn't have any of the things they needed to actually do it. But like, I mean, we've seen in the past what a great combination like directors willing to change shit to work better and Minazuki works can have when put together.
Exactly. But we didn't get that.
Lost potential, sadly.
And it sucks because now I'm doing all that work myself.
Right. You'll be put in charge of season 2, I'm sure.
Oh, great. Can't wait. Can't wait to fucking have to make up for Minazuki and the anime's mistakes.
So I've got a couple notes left that I didn't get to in the actual reading. There's the page. Where's it at? Here you go. Oh no, Robert can't reach his ballots. If only there were established rules about them floating.
Yeah, that's a big fucking stupid thing right there.
That's the reason why you shouldn't introduce ballots that can fly with no fucking purpose. Very purposefully placed flashback. Like, imagine the scene where they punch each other, right? And then Jail's fists start to lose. And like, do you notice how much I spent this time? Jail starts to lose. And then the immediate next page was his leg exploding. Like, without the flashback placed in the middle of this scene, like, it becomes like a total anticlimax.
Yeah, exactly.
Or it becomes even more of one than it already is, rather.
Like you said earlier, if it was more reframed as like him just sort of losing the will, like losing in the battle of conviction, like remembering his allies, like he like doesn't have the will to fight, and so that's why he loses to the Clash. But instead, it comes off as my leg exploded for no reason, and now I remember my friends.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I don't know if we want to talk about it this chapter or next chapter, but fucking Robert's motivations make no fucking sense. Do we want to talk about it now, or we've got like the full backstory for him?
I feel full backstory first because that'll allow us to tear into it more.
Fair enough. Okay, well that's everything we got for chapter 59. So Isaiah, what did you think of chapter 59 of Plunderer?
Big stupid, but man, was it fun.
Yeah, it was very dumb, but I enjoyed making fun of it.
Absolutely. And I
There were ghost
I think
children. You remember that?
Ghost Children, yes. And if Plunderer keeps this up, then I think we're in for like another masterpiece finale, but for all the opposite reasons as SNO.
Yeah, I am so goddamn excited for like to see how this manga is going to end. Like it
I
will
have no
like you said, it really will be like just the nega SNO, like just like the worst ending I've ever seen in my entire life.
because that's the thing. I'm thoroughly invested in Plunderer, but for all the wrong reasons.
Yes,
So
me too.
like
Me too.
I am so excited that now we're like slowly approaching into the final arc.
Yeah,
And I can't wait to see where it goes.
me too.
Because from as we broke down when we were talking earlier, like it looks like it's going to be at least another 20 volume manga, just like SNO
Uh-huh.
was, because they're already at volume 16. Like that is going to come out like next month, I think. And then because now they established Robert fighting fodder people, that as well as the other fodder is probably going to take up a whole volume in and of itself. And then we'll have a whole volume of Licht versus Tokikaze, and then
Mhm.
probably after that, a whole volume to Licht versus Schmerman. And then we got to get the Ferenda reveal that we're all
Yeah, she's
expecting.
gonna be the secret final boss fight, and then we gotta have at
Yeah,
least a chapter or two where everyone's living happily ever after.
exactly. Yeah. So I'm quite thrilled to
Hmm.
see like we get at least another year and a half of Plunderer, basically.
Yeah, and
So
I'm very excited about that.
as am I, my friend.
Okay, well, let's jump over to chapter 60.
Hell yeah, this one's on me.
Nice. Which
Color
looks like shit, by the
page.
way. Like the
Yeah,
the big one is fine. The first one though, like all it looks like all the colors are too bright. Like he used like the default Photoshop colors for everything.
yeah, I was gonna say you can notice a pattern with this with Minazuki's color pages that the first one has a different style of coloring than the second one does,
Right.
where the second one is usually more detailed. But for whatever reason, in this one, like compared to his others, this looks way more washed out than usual.
Yeah, it looks
Like
amateurish. Like someone on
the
like DeviantArt
blonde
colored it.
is yeah, like it looks like someone like just colored this page. You know, like this was a black
Hmm.
and white page that someone colored in. Like
Yeah.
like the yellow in that dude's hair is like that's not what a blonde hair looks like. You know, like that's
Yeah,
just a
now.
harsh
And the military
yellow.
uniforms are so fucking blue.
Yeah, and then the
Like
dude on
it's a blue that hurts your
the
eyes to
bottom,
look at for too long.
and then like jail and the dude on the bottom right skin color is so stupidly pale that it looks like it's been colored in with white. Like
Hmm.
it so it looks a little yeah, it doesn't look right. Like it looks like this was a black and white page that was just like digitally colored in
Yeah, I
over.
did not
But
the
the
same
next
thing
one
I
looks
did, that it was like a DeviantArt color.
the next one looks fine though. Like I really
Yeah, next
I
one's
really like
fine.
how Minazuki's always been good at drawing sky, and I like that the blades of grass don't have outlines. Like I think that's a really nice and pretty effect.
Yeah, that's good. Also,
Yeah.
Robert's looking at
But
the
yeah.
sky, so you know he's actually like a good guy who's conflicted about doing bad things, even though he was a
Yeah.
sneering asshole literally last chapter.
But people can change, man. People can
Hmm.
change.
I'm sure. An ardent wish pursued for so long, now finally settled.
All right, yeah. So this one's on me then.
Chapter
Let's go.
60, like the
Chapter 60.
wind, which I
Like
would
the
have
wind.
thought he would have. I would have thought he would have saved for like the last chapter name, for like the fight between like Licht and Schmerman.
You thought he'd save like the wind for the last chapter
Yeah,
name?
because like like Licht wasn't he described in, like the early manga as like faster than the wind or something?
He was described as light. Like he was described as a very gentle light.
Okay, fair.
I think I know the Schmerman quote that you're talking. You mean like when he first got his ballot and he said like he described him to like gently trotting across flower
I
petals or
might be
something
thinking
like
of that. Yeah,
yeah.
whatever.
But
It's fine.
anyway, yeah. Anyway, so he beats him. He's holding his God. What the fuck? I don't even know what's wrong with his knee. Like I like looking at that image, I can't tell. Like is a bone supposed to be popping out of it?
Yeah, I know it's
Like
like dirty and messy, but in a way like you can't tell what's actually wrong with it.
yeah, like it
And like
looks
he's
nasty. I
yeah,
can't tell you what the problem is.
yeah.
Yeah. Damn it. Also, fucking This manga is
It's
fictional.
fictional.
It is unrelated to
Totally events. Yeah.
Oh, really? You're
Always
telling
funny.
me
Will never not be funny.
the manga where a dude got hit by lightning twice last chapter is fictional? Well, thank you.
I know, right? Wow, what a shock.
Yeah, fucking. I'm not done yet. I won't let it end. Yeah. Fucking.
And his leg explodes again.
Robert, kill me. Go ahead.
That's what I'm saying. But I'm.
You won after all. And the man before you is the one who assisted in the king's assassination and pinned the crime on Alexandrov. One who, even with underhanded tricks, couldn't win against a mere brat. Nothing but a foolish loser. So kill me. Jail murder.
Thank God he admitted his crimes on live TV.
Yeah, right.
Now, and also, what underhanded tricks did he use? I thought he just like hit him with like his ballot powers and shit.
Two ballots, I presume, is what he means.
I guess.
Or maybe he means like how he like used the kid as hostage and had all the dudes like beat on him.
Maybe. Okay, fine.
Anyway, whatever. So kill me, Jail Murdoch. That's right. Do it. Hold on, Jail. Robert. Join Gafanga. He looks like he's gonna kiss him here.
I know, right?
That looks exactly like the page when he grabbed
yeah, like the romantic kissing song.
Yeah. Robert's hair like blows in the wind. He sees like little rose petals around Jail's face.
Yeah, exactly. He's like a shonen face, like fucking Sugata in the one chapter with like a separated Tomoko.
Gafangus is made up of criminal ballot holders I've taken down in the past. As such, they're all skilled. They're also constantly chomping at the bit to kill someone. It's frankly quite tiresome, and it was a stupid idea of me to begin with.
This is very, very funny in the context of the recent Raw chapters.
Yeah, right?
Very, very funny in the context of those.
So I've been thinking it'd be nice to have at least one level and clear head among them. You damn little! Save your breath! If this is pity, or you trying to ridicule me in defeat! It's not. I'm acknowledging you, Robert.
And he goes, oh. Okay, so I want to talk about the last page. Gafangus made up a bunch of criminal ballot holders have taken down in the past. It goes to, again, how the fuck are there criminal ballot holders in this world?
Yeah.
I don't understand that. And I don't know how the fuck Jail would like. I remember when Gafangus was first introduced and they're all crazy people. I made the point that it was like the Suicide Squad of Plunderer, but I guess they're actually just the Suicide Squad of Plunderer. And it's supposed to make no sense and be stupid.
No, that's the thing. Like it would have been really cool if they were like reformed criminals, you know, like Jail showed us the light.
But no, he seems to like offer them a way out of jail, and then way out of jail. Offer them like a way out of prison, and then like leave them to their own devices and hope they don't fucking act up.
Could you imagine? You could have a fun gag out of that. Like it shows the backstory of one of them, and he's like, "So what would you prefer, prison or jail?" And they're like, "Isn't that the same thing?"
yeah.
You could have like a fun gag out of that. But yeah, no, it would have been cool if it was like, oh, they're a bunch of reformed criminals. You'd be the perfect one to lead them with your capability. But instead, it's like they're fucking lunatics. I have failed at leading them, Robert.
Yeah.
Please hold the Gafangus together for me. And as
who the fuck would ever? Why would Jail ever do this? First of all. Why the fuck would Jail like decide to have an army battalion formed of criminals he's taken down in the past?
My parents were killed by rogue ballot holders. Therefore, I'm going to
surround myself with rogue ballot holders.
Like again, if he was reforming them, if they're all like good people, I think it would have been this would have been a cool reveal. if like, Gafangus were all really nice dudes. And then he says right here, Gafangus is made up of former criminal ballot holders. It would have been like, whoa, really? Like, what the fuck? That's awesome. But instead, it's like, no fucking shit. Why else would they be fucking murdering people and trying to fucking kill you at every other point?
Yeah. Also, how did Jail win versus the Death Note guy?
Oh, well, this is before we know he has Death Note.
Well, yes, but now that we know, okay, so in the most recent chapter, we find out that we made a joke in like fucking like 44 or some bullshit. The one chapter with like the giant gates and the little tiny gate, where like the guy with the stick, the weird woman cane, just writes strip in the ground, and then nameless chick's clothes explode. And I say, it's like, so can she just do anything? And I'm like, I don't know. It's like, he's the Death Note. We find out he is actually the death. He can't, like we see in the most recent chapter, he writes like, kill yourself. And a woman like grabs a gun and kills her. He's literally the Death Note. So how the fuck did Jail win versus him when he could write on the ground, Jail kills himself, and then he would die?
Jail's conviction was too strong to let him kill himself.
I guess fucking so. Why? So I have a question. He says Gafangus is made up of criminal ballot holders. Does that include all of it? Like, were the army of people in like armor in chapters 3 and 4 that have just disappeared because Minazuki stopped caring about them? Were they all criminals too?
I have no idea.
Yeah, what a shock, right?
Yeah, like, again, this could have been such a cool story beat, but instead, like, not only is it super obvious because they're fucking psychopaths, but now Jail just seems like a retard because
he's always seemed like a retard, but he now seems like more of a retard. Yes.
Well, yes, yeah, not because, especially because. To throw the cat out of the bag, in 63 they just murder a bunch of people, and granted they're the bad guys. It's the really special service that they kill. They don't kill any innocents. But Jail is specifically like,
all
guys,
cartoon assholes.
Stop killing people. Like, stop killing people. And then the fucking old man writes, "Kill yourself," just to spite Jail, and like makes a girl shoot herself. So,
also in that chapter, okay, so Jail says like they're also constantly chomping at the bit to kill someone. It's frankly tiresome. So I've been thinking it'd be nice to have at least one clear and level head among them. And so he then sends Robert off alone on a solo mission while the rest of his Gafangus go kill crazy. Man, if only there had been at least one clear and level head among them, then maybe it wouldn't have fucking happened that way, you dumbass shit.
I was gonna say, yeah, like he sets up like Robert will be like the second in command in Gafangus, and then he sends him off all alone while crippled to fight.
Cast, yeah.
I don't want to spoil it too much, but like I'll just say Robert kicks a dude with his fucking broken leg.
Yes, it's very funny.
It's fucking hilarious.
And then a couple pages later, he says, like, I'm acknowledging you, Robert. And he's shocked. Why would he be shocked that Jail is acknowledging him? I thought he wanted Alexandrov's acknowledgement.
Well,
Jail's acknowledgement shouldn't mean anything to him.
Well, never mind. That was my own headcanon coming back into it.
Right,
I literally, like, my answer was going to be like, well, no, because Jail, like, really looks up to him. And he was like, and then I'm like, wait, I wrote that. Never mind.
Yeah, there's no reason this guy. These two have like barely talked. These guys, I don't think these two met before the chapter where they started fighting each other.
Well, as we're about to see in the flashback, Robert like saw Alexandrov like babying.
Right? Yeah, but I don't think Jail and fucking Robert have said like 2 words to each other before the big final fight scene we've been watching.
Nope.
So it was literally just 2 random guys fighting each other with no dramatic stakes or tension at all. So he shouldn't give a single shit about Jail acknowledging him.
Exactly. But I find the next line even funnier because he's like, I fought against many people up until now, but you're the first one to have pushed me this far. I would not have had this much trouble against a mere scoundrel. No fool or coward could injure me to this extent. Like, no fucking, because he had 4 ballots.
I do. Well, like yeah.
Like he says it like, oh man, you were my hardest fight, fucking Robert. No shit. When you have like 500,000 counts, Like,
Yeah.
what if if he'd fought the clones, would he have said the same thing? Like, I'm acknowledging you.
Yeah,
Fucking
I'm
no
acknowledging
one
you
has
evil
pushed me
rapey
this far.
clones. Join
Yeah.
Gefangus. I'm sure that'll go great.
No one has robbed me of my parachute before.
Oh my god. Also, like, you're the first one to have pushed me this far. It implies he still had more to give. Like, so
Right?
even all the shit that should have killed him, like, he still had more left in the tank after
I
that.
mean, look at him. He's basically just scuffed up a bit.
I know. Oh my god.
Like after being hit with lightning, drowned, hit by a tornado, stabbed, hit with projectiles, beaten up, he's just kind of bleeding from the mouth and like a few cuts and scratches. Whereas Robert is fucking bloodied up and has a busted leg from like one punch,
Yeah.
one metal punch. It's stupid.
It's
The
very
fucking
stupid.
But it's not because you have all these ballots. No, the reason you've pressured me is because you have your own conviction. Because you really want that fucking chair, Robert. That's why it was so hard to fight you. So, Robert, what is your conviction? What really drove you to
I know, right? Yeah.
and then the fucking battle of the chair.
I know, it's so funny.
Like, just fucking, like, is this a joke? Like I feel like it has to be like an inside
I know,
joke.
it's it. I swear to Christ, it feels like Minazuki's been secretly writing a comedy this whole time.
Fucking, I'll think
this is how you would do this if this were a comedy manga.
Yeah, like, why did you want that chair so bad? Like, he could have just said what drove you to become the Supreme Commander. You know,
but no,
like,
it's always about the seat.
He
really wants to fuck that seat, Isaiah.
We get a flashback to like him as like a 12-year-old, like normal porn's not doing it for him, and he fucking takes a look over at the chair. Oh yeah, baby, that's what I need in my life. But anyway, we flash back to actual fucking Kid Robert and Kid Aaron, and we hear, "Hey, do you think those are
really
some
quick,
of the kids who
Christian symbology on the graves?"
Oh yeah, that's right. There's crosses.
Bunch of crosses that should not exist in a world without Christianity. But Minazuki's a hack writer, so fuck it. If they weren't crosses, you wouldn't know they were graves.
That's true.
And it would look really dumb if it was just like the big, like slabs, like the circle on. If it was just every single one of them were exactly the same, it would look like lazy and cheap. And so he decided to throw some crosses in there, even though it made no fucking sense to spice things up.
Yep. Anyway, so fucking. Hey, do you think
also,
those are the two?
Speaking of bad world building, Aaron and Robert are way too well dressed.
I was gonna say, well, I mean, well, for what we read about Robert later, but yeah, they still are.
I don't believe like the little like fucking hair thing. She's the little hair thing. That's thing. Too much. That should not be a thing that exists in a medieval society.
Not only that, but that's not what a child would wear.
Yeah, it's silly because she's like 7 or some bullshit. Like,
yeah,
that's extreme.
Whatever.
Yeah.
So speaking of other bad world building,
also we're getting the sympathetic backstory after he's already been defeated, and it literally doesn't even matter anymore.
Right? Yeah. So speaking of bad world building, on top of the rest, hey, do you think those two are some of the kids who lost their parents in that revolt earlier?
I'm so glad we have the exposition soldiers here to fucking recap things.
Wouldn't it be cool if we heard about this revolt earlier in the story? Like maybe
who revolted? Why did they revolt? What happened? We don't know. People died, and that's it.
Yeah, like wouldn't it have been cool maybe in that chapter where they were getting drunk, like Robert like led on a little bit about this to either the generals or Jail, like fucking like Jail. Like it'd be like, oh, what drives you, Jail? Like, why are you? And then Jail's like, my convictions. And then like they're all drunk and they like maybe fucking Von Lightning and like Water Bitch laugh at him and they're like, haha, you're just like Robert. You're such like a stick in the mud. Like lighten up. And then Robert's like, oh, your convictions, huh? And then we see like just a slight flashback to this, you know, like maybe just a panel or something.
Right.
Just to to foreshadow. And then later on, at some point, we can like hear a little bit about like, oh, the like, it would be a perfect time to hear about the revolts when fucking Robert held an uprising against them. Could you imagine if like before that happened, or even during while it's happening, we have like a further flashback of like what happened to Robert's parents, and we see it in more depth of like that kid lost his parents to a revolt. So you can see he like feels some guilt about now being the one doing the revolt.
Right, yeah.
Or something like that. But he's like, again, because of his conviction, he has steeled himself that it's fine if he becomes the fucking the demon in this situation, just because he's chasing his goal blindly. But no, we just have it dropped onto us by exposition man in the back, who only gives us the bare basic bones information.
There was a revolt and their parents died. The end.
The one village got taken hostage, and the troops there couldn't do anything against ballot holders, so it ended up a slaughter. Wait, isn't he the son of the Von Vick family? Famous family or not, it's such a pity to have everything taken from you at such a young age. Again, wouldn't it be neat if we knew that family was important earlier on?
Yeah, this is the first time we're hearing about like the family being important at all.
Like to use Seven Lights more positively, like now to actually use it right. Like, they always call jail the Seven Rights bastard or Seven Lights bastard. They could also bring up Von Vick in that same conversation. Like, oh, he's only here because of familial connections. And then like, hey, doesn't that kind of remind you of, and then we can like get like cut to Robert,
Right, yeah.
Like, bam. And then we see like Robert reading jail.
That would strengthen like the fucking like dynamic that Jail and Robert are like the same person, but like in different situations and
exactly
like different choices. And so there's like a connection between them when they're fighting instead of being two random guys punching each other.
You see how easy this is? Like that wasn't something in my rewrite. That's something I just fucking spitballed now because I thought. Hey,
I feel like there was a phrase I came up with and have said several times that relates to that. What could it be?
What'd you say?
I feel like there was a phrase I came up with and have said several times that like explains that.
Good writing compounds upon good writing.
Yes,
something like
yes. That. Good writing compounds itself.
Yes. God, I hate that I now remember your quotes. But anyway, so Von Vick family might be finished, and then Alexandrov's like, "Hey!" and he fucking punches the wall.
Boom! How dare you stand around and give exposition to yourselves?
I'm the one who ordered the attack. If you got something to say, you say it to me. So what is he like? Ordered the attack on like the ballot holders, or like?
Yeah, it's a very confusing line. It's got to be he ordered the like counterattack on the ballot holders and the fighting. Maybe Minnie Schwerman's father was one of the soldiers who went on the front line, and so he wasn't part of the village, but he did die in the attack, I guess.
Yeah, well, let's see if they explain that, because I can't remember if they do. But fucking,
I don't think they do.
Fucking Robert and Aaron, was it? I'm sorry. The military will make sure to take care of you from now on. No need for that. Please, let me become your assistant. If I can help root out those villains who killed mother and
a 7-year-old child become your secretary, please. And he's like, okay, sure thing.
That's the funniest thing, because what I thought Alexandrov would do, especially because, he's a guy who's sympathetic towards kids. Like, she goes, if I can help root out the villains who killed my mother and father, will do anything. Aaron, you're 7.
Yeah.
You're fucking 7. Like, I thought he would say, I thought he'd say something along the lines,
come back when you're older.
Like live your childhood. But if this is something you can't get over, I'll be waiting.
The thing that if she had just said let me help, let me join the military, let me help you in some way, bullshit. Fine. The fact that she let me become your secretary, and then she is for 40 years into current time, like fucking nothing has happened in her life between this point 40 years ago and now. That's what makes it funny,
right? Yeah,
she became the secretary when she was 8, and then she just had that job for 40 years.
Exactly. Yeah. All she needed to do is say, let me help. Let me join the mill. I want to get revenge. And then, have Alexandrov be a good person and be live your childhood first. But maybe one day, but fucking whatever. Anyway.
Yeah.
So he goes, "What about you, Robert? Do you want to be my assistant too, kiddo? Like I could use some more shoe shining."
Yeah.
Yeah. See, like what he says to Robert here. He like says, "Just live how you want." Like that's why didn't he fucking give that to what's her
Aaron.
face?
Like, hey, traumatized child after revenge. I'll let you be my secretary. Sure.
Says, "No, I'm no heir to anything. Father, he never liked me because of my failings. He always said that a good-for-nothing who can't handle a sword was no son of his. Robert."
Wait a minute. Hold on. Stop. Pause. Okay.
Yeah.
God damn it. Okay, so I thought the 282 on the grave might have been his count, and I was like, hey, what a cool ribbon. Did they include your count number on your grave? That's sort of cool. No, it's the year.
It's the year, yeah.
Yeah.
That would make so much sense, though. That would actually be a really cool world.
And that's why I'm mad, because I was like, hey, he did a cool thing, and then I realized, no, he fucked it up.
Okay, well, that's something I'm taking a note on, because could you imagine, like especially like for the other barons, like if we had like a scene like here's lies Tokikaze, but you don't see the full number, you just see like 3000, and then like the rest is like cut off or something, you know, so you can like see,
or like it's faded with time or some bullshit, or
or something. So that way we can be like, whoa, how strong was he? And then he shows up, and you're like, whoa, what the fuck?
Right? Yeah,
way bigger than I thought. Yeah,
but
whatever. Anyway.
Also, I love the idea of like a father who is like, hey, 7-year-old, you suck.
Yeah, right? So we cut to his dad, who's just this fucking large, buff Chad wearing a cape, who apparently hit his child with a giant fucking spear lance thing.
Spear lance sword,
kid.
Yeah, exactly.
You're a failure.
Apparently, this guy died in the revolt somehow.
Pops. Sorry, what'd you say there?
Apparently, this guy died in the revolt somehow. Right? Can you imagine like a random criminal ballot holder being able to kill this guy?
Yeah, fucking this swole fucking god
almighty looking motherfucker.
Body.
Yeah.
Fucking. Anyways, fucking Robert just gets mad. He's like, ah! And then fucking gets one-shotted. He goes, "You're certainly not much use with a sword."
Hey, your father was right. You do suck.
Yeah. I think that's perfectly all right. After all, kids are a lot cuter when they're not perfect in every way. That's a weird fucking way to phrase that.
Yes. You know? Yes, it is.
Like he could have, what he should have said is that, like, but that's okay because you're still just a child, you know? But
or something along those lines. Like you're just like like you don't have to go with a sword to be like a decent person or like to be valid or whatever. Or
exactly. But instead, he fucking like summons One Direction, and he's like, "That's what makes you beautiful, kid. You're great because you're imperfect and insecure."
Speaking of like bordering on pedophilia bullshit, let's rewind to the previous page where Alan agrees to let Aaron be his secretary. And then what were the quotes that Aaron said in chapter like 40 or whatever the fuck? I have them written down somewhere.
Oh, where she was like, I am hopelessly in love with that man. And I want to
Alexandrov is someone I am hopelessly in love with, whom I hopelessly wish to have children with. And she's like 8 when they met.
Yeah, that's fucking weird. Like,
yes, it is.
Like, at least with Charles, like, you can, like, nothing excuses the.
I don't think there's an at least with Charles there.
All I was gonna say is that, like from a child's perspective, like I remember being a kid and having a crush on someone like way older than me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's like. But I didn't see any mutual affection with Alexandrov and Charles. I saw it as her crushing on an older guy who cared about her until the weird heart is a lot. Granted, he still said that for... No, I'm not going to defend it. That was fucking stupid, Minazuki. What the fuck were you thinking? Fuck off.
Right now, I'm hard as a rock.
You said my cock is hard. Fuck! You just hit me. How fucking stupid that is.
Yes.
Fuck off. Anyway, so fucking, but at least like her having a crush on him, I can get.
I like how. So anyway, but no, let's go back to the last point. No.
my point is that from her perspective, as not like a mutual thing, I get it, but like, but it's different when you have like a child then grow up to actually be with that person. It's like fucking
Right.
Twilight, like how it ends with like fucking what's his face, the Wolfman's like,
Jacob.
no, Bella, I didn't want to fuck you. I wanted to fuck your baby, but don't worry, I'm gonna wait until she grows up,
It's
and
totally
then
a
I'll
normal
fuck.
thing. Yeah.
Yeah, it's totally a normal thing. That's what this is like. Even
Yeah.
if Alexandrov isn't the one condoling it or like hasn't shown any interest in her yet, it's still fucking weird and it feels
Aaron has
manipulative.
been. It's not even that. Aaron has been positioned by Minazuki in the manga to be Alan's love interest.
Yeah, no, absolutely, she has.
She's
Like,
always
I have no
standing
doubt
behind him.
that
She's
she.
around him all the time. Like even like Minazuki approves of them fucking. Obviously.
Oh no, absolutely. Like, I have no doubt that she's going to have his children by the end of this.
Yes.
But fucking.
Also, I wanted to ask. So apparently, Aaron isn't Robert's sister, which is what I assumed.
No, yeah, I
reading
thought.
this.
I assume they were when I read the Raws because
Yeah.
both
They
they
both have
look
blonde
kind
hair.
of similar. Their fucking parents both died in the same revolt. They're wearing the same fucking clothing.
Yeah.
And I thought, oh, he's like writing a connection between them, but no,
So I was going to talk about how dumb it would be because like they fucking. I mean, I still will talk about how dumb it is that like in the first chapter where they're together, where she's like talking to Tokikaze, he like puts a sword to her throat and threatens to kill her, and they talk like they've never talked to each other before. Like that is still dumb. But it's less dumb if she's not his sister. But if she's not his sister, why is she here crying at the same grave?
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, shouldn't she be at another grave or whatever?
Yes, she should be. Because it's not her parents. Unless the town is so dirt poor, they can only afford the one grave for the entire place, like fucking Tokikaze in the Abyss. There was only the one gravestone for all of Class A. So maybe they just hit some hard times, and this is the one grave for the whole town.
Damn, man, that's bleak.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But anyway, so he's fucking like, if you. I do like the follow-up line that Alexandrov says where he's like, if you don't like that about yourself, then learn and get better. It's no big deal if you're just a little lost right now. But then of course they have to fucking shove in, and you haven't found your own conviction just yet. Because
how many times they have to mention conviction in this fucking manga?
Yeah, and even worse, he has to go conviction.
Yeah, exactly.
Get it? He's just like you don't need to have him also say conviction to be like jail. Like we can already see like they're both the type of person to chase their goals and stay true to their ideals. You don't have to have like, I was the first conviction boy and then you took that from me.
Yeah.
Yeah. But as we see, fucking more Flash. By the way, I will say fucking Kid Robert looks adorable with that ponytail. I actually like that.
Yeah, that's fine.
Fucking I had just been born and saw my father for the first time. That's how I felt. You were always so kind, so big. But I'm so immature. When I was with you, the fact that your father hated me, the fact that I was all alone, had never once entered my mind. Sire? Papa? Dad? Doesn't sound right. Father. Yes, Father. That's it. Today's the Supreme Commander's birthday. It's the perfect day to tell him that I'd like him to become my actual father. I wonder if he'll be happy to hear it. Robert. This failure. It's fine. It'll be fine. I've made it all the way to a general's rank. This time, surely. This time. Father. What is it, my boy? You want to sit in that chair? Well, it's a good thing no one else ever would. It's all yours.
We're both flashing the fucking Din's comment and fucking edited version on the Abyss, right? Where it's just the pro gamer chair.
Yeah, that was literally like my brain subconsciously inserts it.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah. If I were ever to lose and had to give up this chair, if the one who takes this seat in my stead is you, I'd be so happy I might cry, So Robert walked in on that moment that we saw from Jail's flashback.
Literally with like flowers. This is like when Schmerman returned home with flowers to his wife and she had hanged herself because, oh my God, the drama.
Yeah, and
what
it fucking
hack writing.
That's the thing. Like, I appreciate the attempt to tie their two backstories together, but he did it in the absolute pettiest, stupidest, like, most ham-fisted drama way possible. Like, oh, I wanted to call him dad, but then he got a new son, and I could never give him the flowers. And then it gets funnier because fucking Erin walks up and she's like, hey, if you don't need those flowers. I'm just saying, like, this is what you do in a fucking comedy. Like yes. We always say, like, hey, I mean, if you don't need those flowers, I mean, we can put them in the office, you know?
Yeah.
No, I'll take them. Which is fucking goofy as fuck.
It's very
Then we
funny.
cut to them out in a random fucking field, just chilling, apparently.
This must have been where he got his shoes dirty. Ah.
You are the heir to the Von Vick family, and thus a distant relative of the royal line. If you were to become adopted by the Supreme Commander of the Royal Guard, politically speaking, there would be trouble. So don't let this get to you.
What?
The Supreme... So apparently they're saying the reason Alan... It's not that Alan didn't want to adopt him. It's that he couldn't because of politics?
Okay. There's a lot dumb with this. First of all, okay, so... I want to read my note because I wrote it. I like the way I wrote it. There would be trouble. Apparently, Alexandrov adopted, like, technically, like, he's already adopted him, basically. Like, it's just not official, like, the paperwork isn't filed or whatever the fuck.
Yeah.
But apparently, Alexandrov doing the paperwork to fully adopt someone distantly related to the royal family will cause trouble, but not enough trouble to stop Charles from literally planning to marry him.
Yeah, I didn't even think of that. Yeah, their whole point was that, like, oh, I want to marry you so you can become royalty and, like, you know, take over. But him being related to royalty would apparently cause political unrest.
Yeah, no, him adopting someone distantly related to the royal line would be trouble, but him actually marrying the current king of Alcia would not be any trouble at all. It's just fine.
That's so fucking dumb. I didn't even remember
that. It's very fucking dumb.
God. It's so dumb.
It's very dumb.
Very, very dumb. And I hate it.
Yeah. I have to run to the rest of them again really quick if you don't mind.
Oh yeah, don't sweat it. I will be here still.
Cool. Be right back.
Cool. See you soon. Let me see if there's anything I missed in chat. Alan is a pro Smash player. I love how your torso has an arm on every side, kids. It's rock hard for kids. Oh, don't say that. Alan has a map of Japan on his face. Does he actually? Like, let me see if I can see what you're talking about by going back a few pages.
Okay, I'm back.
You should just... Oh, hey, sorry. I meant to entertain the chat, but then my mom called for me, and I muted my mic and went off.
Okay, well, that was our break.
Yeah, so fucking Vapor... It's funny that you say that, Vapor, because that's basically what I'm doing at this point. Of my own free time, and I gain nothing from it. I gain nothing other than some peace of mind that I shouldn't even need to have.
Right.
But I have been rewriting the manga from the ground up. And I do enjoy it because then I get to share with you guys, and it's fun for me to imagine a world where Plunderer was good. But that is not the world we live in, and
no, it is not.
It's probably a waste of time.
Mm-hmm.
But whatever. Anyway, where were we? Oh, yeah, this shit's dumb. So the next page, Robert goes, "We used to play together often as children. Right here on these fields. You haven't smiled since that day.
Like me, you have lost everything as well. That's not true, Robert. It isn't? At first, yes, it was all for the sake of revenge. But since working for the Supreme Commander, that's changed. I want to devote my life to the Royal Guard's leadership, to the Supreme Commander. It's not that I don't smile because of my position either. If the person sitting in the commander's seat, why do you have to specify this seat?
I don't know, but it's funny.
If the person sitting in the commander's seat were to ask me to smile, I guess I would. So I'm the only one, then. The only one who has nothing. It was at that moment that a sudden gust of wind blew through your hair. Perhaps it tickled your
Flipped
skin,
your skirt.
but for a single moment, your mask broke down. Ah, that's it. I will become the wind, to be as nothing, just like the wind, yet also like the wind, to be able to gently caress someone's cheek. And then, this time for sure, I will claim the Supreme Commander's seat. And this time, surely, there will be something I can make into my very own conviction. That's stupid.
That was very stupid.
I feel like I'm sort of seeing what Minazuki's going for with like his wind analogies there, but because it's framed of like, oh, the wind like showed Aaron's true feelings. It feels like so hampered.
Yeah, like what I love, by the way, is this one page where it's like, like Aaron is supposed to be smiling. She looks more like she's pissed off at the wind. Like, yet also like the wind, to be able to gently caress someone's cheek. In that panel, she looks just like she's annoyed by it.
Yeah, you're right.
His metaphors all over the place here. Like, I don't understand what he wants, what becoming like the wind means.
Like, yeah, that's the problem. Is that like if you were to remove all the text from these pages, I honestly think they'd be stronger. Not only because his art's really good, but like I genuinely really like his forlorn expressions.
I love how so many of my solutions in the manga are literally to remove all the dialogue.
No, but seriously though, if you
I agree, yes, but it's just funny to think about.
I genuinely think these would be some really beautiful pages, and like,
and
like if you left it more up to interpretation, like if he just like, even if you just left the line, "I will become the wind," and just like had him like reaching out like that, like I think that's some pretty cool imagery. I would like to like work that line and this like moment in, but it's just there's just so much stupid in the middle of it that it's hard.
So there's a lot about like Aaron and Robert's backstory I want to get to, but I kind of want to just finish the chapter first.
Yeah, for sure.
Like
so yeah, he says that was my conviction to become the Supreme Commander and be like the wind. So he salutes Jael. Fucking Aaron is surprised. Her mask is broken down again. Ho ho, Robert. Fine then. From this moment on, I will become a dog of Gafangus. However, do not forget, if I ever see a chance, I will strike at your heart. Sure, go right ahead. It's just like the fucking rest of Gafangus.
Stop it! Stop making these really dumb decisions!
Yeah,
this guy just told you he will kill you if he gets the chance.
But then he's like, sure, why not, Robert? Kill me anytime.
This motherfucker has no right to be surprised by 63. Like, holy fuck.
Yeah, like this dude told him to his face, I'll serve you, but I'm going to kill you at the first chance I get. And Joe's like, okay.
Yeah.
Sure, man. Yeah.
Oh my God, it's so dumb. It's so incredibly dumb.
Well then, Captain Jael, it's time you address the entirety of the Royal Guard. Do take care, though. You haven't become the Supreme Commander just yet. It's just as Robert says. The Royal Guard's 200,000 members. Only once all of them acknowledge you will you be the Supreme Commander.
How many members?
What?
How many members?
200,000.
200,000.
200,000.
You see anything wrong with that, Isaiah? Anything at all?
It's a lot of fucking people.
That's a lot of fucking
Just
people.
in the military. Just
in the Royal Guard.
Almost a quarter of a
the
million.
special service and the really special service. How many people did Elsia start out with?
2,000.
How many years has it been?
300.
And there are 200,000 people just in the military.
Yes.
Yeah, this brings up a thought. This like incredibly well-funded fucking military that I assume just everyone on Earth must be in. There's no other jobs in this world besides working for the Royal Guard. Why the fuck is there a Royal Guard? Who the fuck are they fighting?
The rogue ballot hold, all 4 of them. We need 200.
The army has 200,000 members to fight like the 4 rogue ballot holders that shouldn't even exist in the first fucking place.
Like, how the fuck?
Why the fuck is there even an army? Who are they fighting? There aren't that many people on Earth after 300 fucking years. And by the way, 100 kids in the abyss were feeding like 1 million people. I guess now. Let's have fun thinking about that.
I also, although to be fair, I wonder if that's correct, because in a different chapter it said there are 20,000 royal guards. Granted, they did say specifically just in the royal capital, but I don't know if they mistranslated it here, or if they mistranslated before, or if he is saying like the entirety of the royal guard is 200,000.
It's very dumb. Stupid. Also, this means that Aaron is broadcasting 200,000 separate live streams.
God.
Which is just fun to think about.
With a count of like 400 or whatever.
Or some shit like that, yeah.
Anyway, fucking go for it. Make their hearts yours. Attention, Royal Guard. You will hereby be addressed by Jail Murdoch, new Supreme Commander of the Royal Guard.
Listen well.
What a weak cliffhanger. Just like Jail's
I know, right? Yeah.
That's the cliffhanger. Jail will give a speech next chapter. How will it
can't
go?
Wait. Yeah. Fucking. Where's the line at? Only once all of them acknowledge you will you be the Supreme Commander, because that's how like the officials work,
this is your new Supreme Commander.
Well, I mean, it's that, but also like, as we know, Trump is only the president because every single person in America agrees that he's the best person for the job.
Oh yeah, just like how every single Royal Guard member agreed Alan was the best person for the job, like Robert.
But it's only once all of them acknowledge him that he really gains the title for realsies.
Yes.
Ugh. So I have. What is that?
I said that was a chapter.
Yes, it was. Do you have any thoughts before I launch into like my extended notes?
Just for one, a lot of nothing. Like I feel like this shouldn't have taken a full chapter just for this.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Like if it was just like they should have combined the speech into this chapter. Like I feel like you could have done this with half the pages. You know?
Yeah, I agree.
Like all we really needed out of all of this was like the Robert flashback, which didn't need to be as long as it did either.
Yeah.
Like you really could have cut that down. So it just felt like padding, as does the next chapter, as it's entirely a speech.
Yeah.
So I feel like Minazuki's just trying to like, probably because the anime's doing okay too. They were. I feel like his editor or the staff at Kadokawa were like, "Hey, the manga's doing well. We can't have you end it just yet." And he was like, "Well, I only had like 7 chapters left," and they're like, "Fucking make it happen." So he's like, "Okay, well."
And instead of doing anything with this new page allotment, he instead decided to stretch out the incredibly thin plot elements that currently existed.
Exactly. Yeah, that's what it feels like, at least.
Yeah, that's fair.
I do know Plunderer is doing quite well, both in Shonen Ace, and its views
bizarre.
Weren't bad either.
That's bizarre.
From what I heard, its DVD sales weren't incredible, but they were also good compared to the rest of the winter sales.
Right. Yeah.
Like there was only one show I think that was better than it or something, although I can't remember what it was. At least according to the Plunderer Discord.
The most unbiased source for Plunderer news.
Yeah, exactly. So that's why I'm saying I take it with a grain of salt.
Yeah.
But I do know that like in issues of Shonen Ace, it is consistently like towards the front half of the manga, which is usually where they put the popular ones of the magazine rather than the manga.
Right.
It gets featured decently. Like it's had at least 6 covers on Shonen Ace, which is pretty good for a monthly magazine. And ever since the anime, like it's become the most consistently liked manga whenever there's posts on it on the Shonen Ace Twitter. So I definitely think it's just because of the boost in popularity that they were like, "No, Minazuki, like you need to stretch this out. We got money now."
Maybe.
So that's all I can really say, because this was just felt like a waste of time more than anything.
Yeah, I'd agree with that. Like, we really shouldn't be characterizing Robert as a good guy this late into the manga, and
Yeah,
I would have preferred if he was just a cartoon asshole who got thrown in jail, haha, and then we just didn't have a backstory for him at all.
Yeah, that's the thing. Either do one or the other. Like you either fucking either like do what I said and like fucking like flesh him out much earlier, or fucking just keep him as a cartoon asshole and have him be like no and lose and be like damn you jail, damn you to hell.
Wait a minute, that's interesting thought. Sorry, keep going. I just thought of something.
It's all good.
Okay, yeah. Wait a minute. Holy, okay. So, is it Daniel in chat or something? Seagullin? As said in chat, as like fucking, there's 200,000 members of the royal guard, and the only royal is dead, waste of tax money, which is a good joke. But also, that made me think. Wait a minute. There's a royal family. There's lines of succession. How the fuck is Robert in charge? And then I thought, wait, he's like a distant relative, I think. And then I went back, and it was, you are the heir to the Van Wyck family, and thus a distant relative of the royal line. So he's not like next to be king if Charles dies. So there should be a new king, right?
Yeah.
So where the fuck have they been?
I don't fucking know, dude.
I just thought about that. But yeah, no, the manga just established a line of succession, and then that contradicts with previous plot points. Yeah, I know, right? Anyway, so I got some last couple notes to go through if you're otherwise done.
Can't wait.
I wrote down about like the Christian Graves thing, about just the bad world building. I thought about the Christmas tree in Snowden and Undertale.
Yeah.
Like there's a Christmas tree in the center of town that a bunch of the like monsters are gathered around. And if you talk to one of them, he'll tell you it isn't actually a Christmas tree. It was an entirely independent tradition they made up that happened to look like Christmas by accident. He tells you like, oh, well, there was this one monster that you can encounter named like Gyrofot, and it was like people put like people put decorations on it as like a prank, and that became like a tradition. And now we always put decorations on trees around here, and that's like a yearly tradition in like the underground or whatever. So it's a joke to like justify there being a Christmas tree there, but it's also like, hey, why is there a Christmas tree here? And like a world building type thing.
Mm-hmm.
So it made me think of that, like, hey, you can do this, but you need to like acknowledge it somehow. Not a big deal, just something I thought of reading this.
Oh yeah, I completely forgot that about Undertale actually. So
yeah, it's good shit.
I appreciate that because that is like a really nice detail that I probably wouldn't have thought anything of it if you didn't bring attention.
Yeah, exactly.
To it.
Yeah, okay, so in chapter like 40 or whatever, right before Tokikaze calls the first all thing to unban nukes, why the fuck does it seem like Robert and Aaron have never met when they're talking to each other?
Yeah, no, because this shows that they were literally like childhood friends. So
Yeah. But we get none of that. They just talk as if they're like let me find the specific chapter. Do you know it offhand?
the
Maybe like
chapter
in
where
volume 10 or
Robert
something.
let me find it. I don't know this specific. It's
No,
not
I
like
think it's
SNL. You could
42.
just tell me what happens and what,
Yeah,
and
it's
I'd remember.
42.
But I think it's 42. Okay, yeah, you're right.
I got it. So we see Aaron like yes, that's true. Blah 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 blah. He goes, speaking to yourself, and then holds a fucking sword to her. Because remember, he's an asshole right now. He's not yet been redeemed. So he's a cartoon asshole. Like secretary. He doesn't even call her name. He calls her secretary. Secretary. Your count is the number of times you wish you could connect with important people to you. Because of that, you became able to converse with anyone, no matter the time and place. However, blah 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 blah. Consequently, you should have been forbidden to use it for any purpose other than transmitting the Supreme Commander's orders. I don't recall having given any order as a Supreme Commander. Who are you speaking to? These two do not know each other at this point in the manga.
And it's funny because like it would have been so easy to like to build this up like at the start when he like has his hand on her shoulder or whatever.
Right.
Like if he was just fucking like, oh, well, look at this. We're brought back together again, huh, Aaron? I never thought you'd be working for me. Just like so he could still be like a bit of an asshole, but like also kind of an accommodating asshole because he does still see her as a friend, whereas she's like pushing her away. Pushing him
but
away.
Now here he's about to kill her with a smile on his face.
Yeah.
They don't know each other.
Like,
that's retconned in later.
Exactly. Like what it like could you imagine a version where he's frowning here where it's like the same, like he's holding the sword to his neck and he's like, I really didn't hope this was the case, Aaron. Like imagine something like that. That would have been great.
That would have required Mizuki to know this plot twist when he was writing this.
Yeah, would have been nice.
Would have been nice. Just wanted to point that out. Let's see, back to 60. No, that's the wrong one. 60. Okay. How did Aaron and Tokikaze actually going back to I say we're going, let's go back to 38 really quick. Or 42 or whatever the fuck. 42. How the fuck did Aaron and Tokikaze start talking to each other?
No idea. Well, they said in like a random throwaway panel in one chapter that like Tokikaze must have been coming up for years, like through those little holes to like scout out our troops and like slowly kill off some of our members.
Right.
That doesn't make any fucking sense. Anything, nor does it make sense.
So how even if he was doing, let's just say Tokikaze took occasional vacations in Alcia and some fuck, like how the fuck would he have like started talking to Aaron and convinced her to become a rebel?
Right.
So like. Okay. So in chapter 60, Aaron says that she wants to devote her life to the Royal Guard's leadership and to Alexandrov. That's her whole character motivation, right? And then she immediately starts working with Tokikaze to blow up the city and destroy the country.
Yeah.
So Aaron wants Alexandrov to be happy. She initially likes Robert, but hates him when he turns on Alexandrov. Okay, that makes sense. So then her plan is to join up with Tokikaze, who she apparently knows and who she knows wants to kill everyone. Her plan is way too fucking suicidal. Like, imagine if I started helping Al-Qaeda nuke all of America because I didn't like Trump. Like, it would get Trump out of the office, but like, I live in America.
Yeah, it does go against her ideals.
Why not, in this situation, why not align herself with Lick's group? Why Tokikaze? Like, she can Skype call Alexandrov after he escaped from the clones, meet up with him, and then join Lick's efforts to peacefully overthrow Shimmerman without destroying the fucking country. But instead, she jumps right to terrorism and the death of everyone in the world.
Aaron is a character, like nothing about her makes sense. Like
that's because her character motivations, Isaiah, are completely secondary to whomever happens to need Skype powers at that exact moment.
I was gonna say She's a
Tokikaze
tool for
needed Skype
communication
powers,
first.
and so Eren is working for him. And who cares if it makes any fucking sense?
You know, it's funny though.
Of the entire manga?
Well, I was gonna say if you need to have like Tokikaze have a reason to like have Skype powers for someone, like couldn't they have had him like since he was coming up and killing people anyway? Like, what if he killed like a special service dude who that was his power with a mailman or something, and just like took his ballot and either like he used it on top of his own ballot, or he like made one of his kids use it or some shit. I don't know. He clearly doesn't care about them anyway, so he could put them through the grueling training it would take to adopt.
Yeah. Eren's character is a fucking mess. Like nothing about her makes any sense, and she's a plot. She like honestly, I think she deserves the title of plot device lady more so than the fourth military general girl.
Well, yeah, at least
like,
she's
Eren is like probably the biggest
her
plot device in the entire manga.
Yeah, at least Rayma is like consistent in what she's like in her piss poor tiny bit of characterization.
Yeah,
like,
when we're defending her and the scene where like the entire town comes to rescue Lin because the rest of the manga is really bad in comparison to that. Like, you fucked up.
We still don't. Speaking of, now that we know that she's a fourth general, that still doesn't explain how she knew days in advance that Lin needed help.
It does not. No.
Like she doesn't. Her power doesn't seem to be precognizance. It seems to be I whip you and you go flying.
Yeah. No, it just fucking whatever. It works. It makes sense. No plot holes. What else do I got here? Let's go back to 60 now. I only have a couple more. Okay, so let's talk about Robert's motivation now. We got the Eren's, we can talk about him. So in this panel where he, I know, right? Yeah, I know. Well, in the panel where he says, and then this time for sure I will claim the Supreme Commander's seat as my own, blah, blah, blah. We see two flashbacks. We see Alan going, if the one who takes this seat is my stead is you, I'd be so happy I might cry, you know? And then Eren saying, this is a flashback to 10 seconds ago, by the way, which is really funny. If the person sitting in the commander's seat were to ask me to smile, I guess I would. So his two convictions are to get Alexandrov to recognize him and like take the chair and to make Eren smile. Right?
Yeah.
Okay. So that's why he wants the seat. It's not just that he wants to fuck the seat, although it's that he wants Alexandrov to like be so happy he might cry and like respect him and bullshit. And he wants Eren to smile. And so at this moment, in order to accomplish these two goals, Robert decided to become like the wind, which is why he then attacks the Grand Generals, frames Charles's death on Alexandrov, and then almost kills Eren in chapter 42.
Yeah, doesn't make any sense.
It does not make any sense, not at all. It's really dumb, but obviously only thought of after the fucking fact, yeah.
Also, isn't you know what this reminds? Or no, wait, never mind. You wouldn't. Well, I guess I can still say it.
Yeah, the audience might know it.
Like, I was gonna say this reminds me of SNO, but then I realized it wasn't an SNO thing I was referencing. It was Minazuki's first manga, My Messiah, where basically there's another villain, the main antagonist of that series. His motivation was also to try and make this girl smile, like the main girl, even though he's doing super evil things. But his motivation is at least a little more sensical. Because without like going into the entire plot of the story, the main girl was basically dealt a shit hand, and so was he. And she was able to help him a little bit in his like time of need. So for the rest of the series, he is punishing, like his goal is to punish the world that both fucked his life over, and to punish them for fucking her life over too. So even if he's doing awful things that she clearly doesn't like, you can see how in his warped mentality he would think that like this is what I need to do, like this will eventually make her smile once I right the world and correct it to what it should be. Whereas here he's, it's like I should make these two people proud and happy and smile. And so his way of doing that,
the way he'll do that by working with Schmerman to kill Alexandrov.
Yes. So it doesn't make any sense at all. So
No,
that's very
not at all. Not even a little bit. And the only other note I have, which is less important than the last one, is just like Robert's backstory is that like there was the rebellion with the rogue ballot holders, and I swear to Christ, like, Minazuki occasionally forgets he is writing Plunderer and instead falls under the misconception that he is instead writing My Hero Academia, where people just have powers like they're bored with them. Like, I don't know how the fuck they're rogue ballot holders. I don't know how the fuck these people have powers and bullshit. Like, it's really dumb.
Yeah,
Like,
it doesn't.
And Aaron has Skype powers despite not having a ballot. Like, I swear to Christ, just occasionally he forgets you need this item to have superpowers, and people just have superpowers for no reason at all.
Oh, I mean, all of the it's funny because like random strangers will apparently have ballots, but then we get to the special service who are all apparently elite ballot holders use
and
guns.
Who use guns. Yeah,
So
it's very dumb.
It is very dumb.
When that's the manga for you, really. It's very, very dumb.
Very, very dumb.
Anyways, that's all I got.
That's all I got too. I ain't got nothing more to say.
Nice. Well, thank you guys very much for watching this really shit chapter of Plunderer. I have no idea if we're going to do 61 when it's released. I feel like it might be better to combine that with 62. Just because
I think it will too, because literally
not a lot happens in 61, as we said. It's just really kind of boring. Whereas 62 has a lot of really funny bullshit. So I feel like it'd be like, regardless of when Fallen Angels releases them, I feel like we'll try and combine 61 and 62 together into one live stream like this.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I definitely think that would be a wiser move, because I would be bored out of my mind if we just sat there and analyzed Jail's fucking speech.
Yeah, fair. Cool. We'll do that. And so we'll be back in like 2 months, whenever the fuck Fallen Angels gets around to that.
But that said, in the meantime, you will have our live reaction to enjoy.
Yes, I will upload that when I'm done here, and it should be up. Like, I think it's only a couple hundred megabytes, so it should be up in like an hour or two. So
it's 2.8 gigabytes.
Oh, well, it'll be done in like 3 hours or 4. So that'll be on Sci Live sometime after this live stream stops. So you guys can go enjoy our reaction to the final episode of Plunderer.
Yay!
Yay! Anyways, thank you guys very much for watching. Thank you, Isaiah, as always, for being here and helping me with this. This has been a blast.
It was
as
a
usual.
pleasure.
Absolutely. And I will see you guys next time. Later.
Later.